Mutual, you can customize your car insurance to save hundreds. Here's what those savings sound like in dollar bills. Here's what it sounds like in quarters. And here's what that sounds like in cryptocurrency, a thing I totally understand. 1010, I am money, cha-ching, beep boop, $.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com. Savings may vary, underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Hope you're having a great lunch hour, and it is JT broadcasting live at GFL Environmental at 1121 Wilbank Street in Montgomery, right off Air Base Boulevard. GFL does a great job keeping our community clean and safe. They handle solid waste management, liquid waste management, and infrastructure development, keeping customer safety the utmost priority. And we appreciate them hosting us today for Operation Help and Hope. We're collecting things for cancer patients at the Cancer Wellness Foundation who are going through chemo treatment. We're talking about things like Buzzy socks, Boost nutritional drinks, hard candy, pill boxes, puzzle books and pens, things like that. If you can help out, come on by and see us during our live broadcast, or keep in mind our Blue Water Barrel will be here all the way through the end of next week, so you can stop by and make a difference and pay it forward with the Cancer Wellness Foundation. GFL Environmental, just off Air Base Boulevard. JT broadcasting live for Operation Help and Hope.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
You never want a serious crisis to go to waste. And what I mean by that, it's an opportunity to do things that you think you could not do before.
Fat broads and horse-faced lesbians.
Shut up, silly woman.
After damning politicians uphill and down dale for many years as rogues, vagabonds, frauds, and scoundrels, I sometimes suspect that, like everyone else, I often expect too much of them.
You know, they used to say Abraham Lincoln got the worst press. I said, there's no way he got worse than me.
Anyway, I am very willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness.
If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
Hey, mister! I don't mean to be telling tales out of school, but there's a fella in there who'll pay you $10 if you sing into his can. I'm not here to make a record, you dumb cracker. They broadcast me out on the radio.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. And, well, I guess I'm famous now or something, but what does it cost to get Fox News? Say my name! Say my name! It's not that this whole Riverfront thing is about me. Really, the man I should thank is Captain Jim, but come on, guys, say my name. But let's go to another media figure here to kick off the show. It's become a tradition on Wednesdays. Jeff Poor, host of the Jeff Poor Show there at Mobile, 106.5 FM, and also editor-in-chief at 1819 News. Jeff, how are you this afternoon?
Doing well. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, glad to have you on the program. Now, you've been around the block on these things a few more times than I have worked with folks within the National Press Corps, but this is a silly, stupid question, how do I get them to say my name?
That's a good question. I have that problem too, Joey. Especially a name like Jeff Poor is not one you miss, right? So,
right.
And you know, I don't know about Fox News. That's just a weird, low budget place. If you know, they don't hire the best and the brightest. Let's just say that. But you can't even get AL.com to get it right. That's where I would be bothered.
Now, you mentioned that to me this morning. As just basic protocol for me, I pretend like AL.com doesn't exist. But they apparently wrote this up and they couldn't get the name of the show right?
They didn't get the station right, more or less.
Wow.
They didn't even the name of the show. It was just like they had just made something up. It was totally bizarre.
Well, I mean, I guess we've talked about it before. We're kind of the redheaded stepchildren being in talk radio of larger media. And then, thinking about the budget here, I guess there's low budget and then there's low budget with some of the skeleton crew.
Well, that dollar, that low budget dollar goes a little further in Montgomery than it does in Manhattan, apparently. I don't know what the deal is with Fox News, but they've never been particularly good at this. I'm just saying, you go work at Fox News and they want to pay you this way. Well, you get your paycheck is the honor of working at Fox News. If you ever look at Fox News and do this, I encourage all you listeners to do this. Look at the chyrons, look at the art, look at the technical aspects compared to CNN and MSNBC. Just put it on mute. Don't listen to what they're saying. And the CNN and MSNBC production looks way more high tech. It looks better put together. The camera angles are crisper. The sets are better. And the Fox is not. I mean, it's not terrible. It used to be a lot worse. But that's sort of the problem, that they just don't have the talent because they don't pay as much.
Right. And well, I'm going to shift gears a little bit in this sense. Is it really true? I've heard tale of all these stereotypes about Alabama around the nation. Again, you've traveled more than I've talked to more folks from around the nation. Does Alabama really still have this just terrible rap? And how do we shake this damn thing?
Oh my God, let me tell you. So 8 years of Washington D.C. Where are you from? Alabama. Oh, and you're just automatically discarded, and just even in conservative media, Joey, people that allegedly have the same ideals, the same values, the same outlook on politics as you and I do. That you're just automatically, marginalized in their mind. You're not as sophisticated. You're probably inbred. You went to some college called Auburn. You didn't even get into Alabama or whatever. I mean, there are elitists. It's not just liberal elitists. There's conservative elitists too. But yeah, it is a real thing. And I'm going to tell you something. The people that hold that viewpoint are not impressive. They are so disappointing, so underwhelming. I used to put these people that went to Ivy League schools on a pedestal. I used to think, wow, and then you get to work with them and you work around them, and you realize they're just lazy, entitled brats who have a worldview based on what they've seen. They don't have any experience. They've never been to Alabama. They don't care about Alabama, and they have such a derogatory viewpoint about Alabama. It is a real thing.
And yet, I mean, and when you see the image of, Damian Pickett being beaten up by those drunken pontooners, when I first saw it, I went, oh, damn, that's awful. But my first thought wasn't this is going to be some big race riot, race war, and I don't think even what we saw, to the degree there was a beatdown, it was that. And yet the story in the national media is everything's already seen through the lens of race. But are you shocked, or what do you make of this, Alabama again being presented in this way? It's just sort of frustrating. I'm I've been on the area too. I know the Riverfront, and the idea that this is some, big tense moment to me is absurd.
No, but when I first saw it, I said, well, it's totally not expected. I thought they would go in this direction, that it wasn't necessarily a racial thing, although I figured that would be a component. They would try to figure out a way to tie it to Donald Trump, who was speaking tonight earlier, that these riverboat pirate cowboy rednecks coming from Selma to pay homage to where Donald Trump spoke were so inspired that they consumed a cooler full of Michelob Ultra on the way there to go brawl in the streets of Montgomery because the dear leader Donald Trump had so inspired him to do so. I figured it would be something like that, but no, I'm not totally surprised that it took this direction.
Well, and very quickly, folks were tying things to Trump. I think I said on Monday, did somebody yell at "This is Trump country"? Is that, I just, making the joke, and then, oh yeah, of course they're going to put it together. I wasn't expecting to do this now, but I think we could have fun looking into this together, Jeff, and listening in to the mayor of Montgomery, Stephen Reed. He has, been making the rounds of media. I think he was on CNN this morning, but he was on Joy Reid's MSNBC show. And so, just so we can do this together, have a little fun, let's play this clip and react. Y'all stay tuned.
They've not been cooperative, and so we will have to take probably some extra measures to deal with them. But that's where we are right now. The investigation is still ongoing as we try to sort out fact from fiction and try to go through the process that's led us to bring about third-degree assault charges on these perpetrators and what may be more charges still to come.
And let's just sort of be clear. I mean, let's talk about the atmosphere in Montgomery in the 24 hours before. Donald Trump did a rally in Montgomery about 24 hours before this. What was kind of the atmosphere in the city after he was gone? Because we know statistically, hate crimes, violence tend to go up when Trump comes to town.
Yeah, I don't think that having the former president here helped anything as it relates to his rhetoric and the actions that he has taken. I don't think that helps discourse. I don't think it helps the environment overall when you consider what's happening in Alabama this time with our state legislature rejecting the Supreme Court's order to draw a second congressional district. There's a lot of tension in the air right now politically. And I don't think having former President Trump here helped anything. And I think some people can get a little too caught up in what they see online. I think some people can get caught up in terms of what they're reading, what they're hearing from, their friends in their immediate circle, and may take things a different way than maybe others would.
Now, I'm playing that off of your YouTube channel, Jeff, so obviously you've seen this. I guess I'm not surprised, but that's really where we're going with this. Trump is in the area, so everybody all of a sudden gets hateful.
And I'm surprised that's not the mainstream viewpoint, that it really, that it went. It seems to be more based on just straight up racial politics. But and that's what led to this. But the deal with Stephen Reid, man, and you know him better than I do, it's just like he blows in the wind with whatever the topic du jour may be. That he is actually I don't think he believes a word he's saying personally, but you can see it in his eyes if you look at the clip, and it looks to me like he knows he's on shaky footing when he says that stuff.
Well, and I'm going to play just the next few seconds of this because, folks, just to remind you if you're on Valium or something, they just got done saying because Trump visited, hate crimes go up when Trump's around. So it didn't help Montgomery any. Here's the very next thing that gets said.
And one more question is, these are misdemeanor assault charges that these men are facing. What about hate crimes charges? I mean, these were, multiple 6, 7 white men who jumped one black man who was just doing his job.
Yeah, based on the information that we have as of now from the FBI, it does not meet their criteria. But we're working very closely with the FBI.
Right. So let's intimate that Trump increases hate crimes, but we don't have any evidence for actual hate crimes here yet.
No, and the police chief said as much in the press conference yesterday, Joey, that they couldn't find any evidence of this. And these people, they're sick and depraved. They're clamoring for some kind of the reason to use that hate crime statute. It was a few years ago, Joey, Talladega, they had the pulley for the garage door that they were saying was a noose, and they deployed the FBI to try to see if the hate crime statute was applicable here. They're too trigger happy on the hate crime stuff. And I think Stephen Reid knows better than this. He's no dummy. He cannot possibly believe this.
Yeah, and I guess he must be playing into it because it works. And, maybe we got to leave open that he might very well believe some of this stuff. Maybe they could say the same about us. Like, everybody's in bad faith right now. You're all picking a team, okay. Yeah, isn't it lovely how politics brings us all together, folks? But I've got protection here with me today, Jeff. I've got a plastic folding chair right behind me. I'm ready to go. I mean, did you laugh at any of the memery?
Were you ever a pro wrestling guy?
I'm still a pro wrestling fan.
I mean, I was believe it or not, it was like college, but I guess I went through the maturation process later than most. I never got into it when I was a kid or in high school, but college, it was like that was our thing on Monday night. Nothing like beer and pro wrestling.
It's true.
But I just you see that you can't help but wonder if maybe some of that has stuck with us culturally over the years.
I think it has, and I say I'm still a wrestling guy, and it is fun, get buddies over, drink a few beers, watch something stupid about wrestling. But at least both of us, if I can speak for you too, Jeff, we're nowhere near as bad as Dale Jackson.
No, we're not strapping on the tights. We're no reason for Joey Clark, Jeff Moore, or Dale Jackson to be ever wearing tights, but Dale Jackson doing such and going actually in the ring and playing pro wrestler, what he does. But he goes to every year. So Dale and I do a segment on Mondays typically, but when it's the Monday after WrestleMania, he's not available. It's like the Super Bowl. He and his bros, they fly to wherever WrestleMania is, and they go every year. So there's a peek into the satellite from Dale Jackson of WVNN in Huntsville.
Yeah, good guy, but it's funny how, well, I don't want to get in the ring with him. I'd worried he'd roll me up for the 1, 2, 3 and do a small package before I knew it. I'm embarrassed. I just got beat by a man in tights. Very manly, straight profession.
Dressed up like the Undertakers. I don't know who his wrestling character is, Ric Flair or something.
Well, and I think I was talking with one of our colleagues here, and he was saying the black community that we've been through a lot, and there's a lot of pain there, a lot of trauma, a lot of worry about where the country is right now. But most of us try to get through it with laughter and having a little bit of hope. And from there's nasty stuff on the internet, but I've seen a lot of people, all different walks of life, having fun with this, and I guess the internet always wins, thank God.
The internet did win here. I mean, it didn't take long until we had the reenactment. I think it's gone viral, and you would hope would be more viral than the. How many different angles did we have of this brouhaha?
Probably 4, 5, 6, I think.
I think more than that. I mean, they keep coming at us with these videos. It was the 1819 News has been around almost 2 years now, and the video that was on every other website as well. The second all-time traffic getting story.
Well, at some point I got to figure out how to get these yahoos to say my name, though. I always appreciate the time, Jeff. If folks want to check out what you're thinking about, what you're writing about, how can they do so?
Twitter.com/Jeff_Poor. That's where you can find me, kind of one-stop shop for everything.
Well, always appreciate it. We'll talk again soon. Thanks, sir.
Thank you, Joey.
And Jeff Poor, host of the Jeff Poor Show, 106.5 FM there in Mobile. Also editor-in-chief at 1819 News. Hey, Sky Mosley, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Joey. It's wonderful to be here. And by the way, your folding chair, it really works. I tested it out.
Yeah, who'd you smack?
Well, I just practiced, because...
Or did you sit in it?
Both, actually. Sat on it. And sat with it. And
do you sit on a chair or in a chair? Because could you sink into that?
It's really not comfortable. I think it's made more for...
and I'm just realizing something, Sky. If all 15 people watching us on the live stream, we're streaming live now on Facebook, on Twitter, at the Joey Clark, and you can also find us on YouTube. The channel is now named Joey Clark Live. You can find us streaming live on YouTube. Got a feeling, though, Sky, that if folks are tuning in because of what they saw on Fox News or maybe on the viral video we put out there,
yes,
I feel like they're being very, very disappointed right now. Or maybe they're like, I knew it was that type of show. I knew it was with these Trump-hating, white supremacist, capitalist pigs.
Yeah,
they probably hate women, too, and run over puppies for fun.
Yeah, we just hate people. We hate women, but it's not racist.
Right. Well,
everybody.
If you think that about us, you're right. Yeah. We're like Satan and Beelzebub here. Sure. And don't get me started, Eddie Bader's not even here, and that guy's on the wrong side of history like the rest of us.
His last name is Bader.
Right.
He's related to,
Or it could be we're just, some bubbas here in Alabama trying to make a living and also hoping that this country doesn't fall to pieces and that maybe we can get a little wealthier, a little happier, Maybe had some kids.
Tell a little
have a few
truth
laughs.
in the meantime. Get the
Yeah.
facts straight from the captain himself.
You know, folks,
But
you know-
people don't want the truth, Joey.
You know, speaking of misogyny, you know that old line, it's life's too short to dance with fat chicks? That's not my point of view. That's not my point of view at all. I think life's too short not to dance with fat chicks.
Yeah, like nobody's watching.
So how about we hit a break?
Okay.
And we'll be right back to all these calls. 272-9228.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hi there, I'm Madeline Cannon with Alabama Home Mortgage. Getting pre-approved is the first step towards home ownership. People are often scared or nervous about taking that first step, but I'll tell you, it's nothing to be scared of. At Alabama Home Mortgage, we will take the first step and every step along the way with you. Call us at 567-4223. We will gather the information needed to tell you exactly what you qualify for. After a call to Alabama Home Mortgage, you will know what price point to shop for, what down payment is required, if any, and what your monthly mortgage payment will look like. We take all the guessing out of it. Then, when you find the house you want to make your home, you are ready to make an offer. Along with your offer, you will submit your Alabama Home Mortgage pre-approval letter. This shows sellers that you've already taken the steps necessary to ensure that you qualify to purchase their home. Wait no longer. It's time to take that first step together. Call me at 567-4223 or start the process online at myalabamahomemortgage.com.
That's Alabama Home Mortgage because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-36-8, Equal Housing Lender.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. At PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
I'm Cam Marston. My radio show and podcast called What's Working with Cam Marston focuses on the workplace, workforce, and marketplace trends shaping Alabama business. My guests tell their stories and discuss their business expertise in such a way that you and I can learn from them and apply it to our own world. Listen to What's Working with Cam Marston each Saturday at noon right here on News Talk 93.1.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back to News and Views in the Afternoon. I am your host, Joey Clark. Sky Mosley on the sidekick mic.
Rock and roll.
How you doing?
Oh, man. You're digging the groove there.
I appreciate it. Yeah, this was a good day when I made this. I kind of want to update it. All the music, I want to remaster, update. I've got some better equipment and keep writing new things. Who knows, an album might be in the future.
Hey, man,
I'm bored. I don't have a wife or kids, so.
You got the time.
I got the time. I got to make something.
I'd like to help. I can produce.
But Eddie's wife is saying hello from Jamaica on the used to.
Hello, Mrs. Eddie.
Well, hello there, Anna. Good to hear from y'all. Hope y'all are having a good time. Let's go to the phones, 272-9228, if you want to join in on the conversation. And Jim is up first. Hey, Jim.
Good morning.
Afternoon.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you stole my thunder there in your opening segment, but that's what I was going to call that. Once again, your illustrious mayor goes on national TV and throws Alabama under the bus, throws Montgomery under the bus. Why in the world you go on the biggest race baiter on MSNBC? That's all her show is, from start to finish, is race. And you saw how she steered him into it, and he just ate it up. You know, Trump caused it. The Trump rally, actually, it wasn't a Trump rally. It was the meeting of the Alabama Republican Party, and he was a speaker on Friday, and they still met on Saturday and had some other stuff. But anyways, you could see he's not satisfied with being the mayor, Joey. He's moving on up.
Did you happen to catch me reading, or did you read yourself my op-ed that dropped yesterday?
No, I did not, but I'll have to look into it.
I brought it up because it's exactly to your point. And I think this mayoral election, if it didn't already show it beforehand, it just shows that all politics is now national.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, I think actually Mayor Reed and Chip or whoever's running the campaign would probably be inept at their jobs if they didn't exploit all this partisanship out there. So I would love to see if Montgomery's mayor, or any mayor for that matter, kind of stick up for their city that makes both, say, national Republicans and Democrats pissed off. I think to me that would be the sweet spot.
Yeah. Instead of going in there and saying something positive about Montgomery, he just throws it in the trash can, and then he wonders why there's problems over there. And, I mean, to insinuate that some rednecks from Selma were sitting around Friday night watching Trump go, you know what, that makes, we're going to go to Montgomery tomorrow and cause a fight because Trump's speaking to, I mean, what a stupid conclusion to come to.
If you listen to the program, was it Joey on The View? She said that, well, statistically, we know that hate crimes and violence go up whenever Trump.
Joy Behar said that.
She said that.
And Joy Reid.
Statistically.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I'd like to see those statistics.
Must be true.
Yeah, sure.
But man, I mean, of all the, Joy Reid, she's just a disgusting person. And you knew where she was going to go with that. And for him to go, that's the second time he's been on TV like that and done that kind of crap.
Yeah, Joy Reid really lost me because, I kind of view all these folks as like she's doing a job. It's I do a show. I get she's doing her show and her perspective. But she really lost me in the one segment she did where she started calling Elon Musk a parasite. I'm like, no, I think you have it on, backwards. And that really, at the end of the day, drives me nuts, Jim. All politics, like the people that win popularity contests are supposed to be our champions, but the folks who are maybe actually inventing technology
producing something
that could take us to Mars, those scum, they need to pay more taxes. Like, really got our priorities backwards.
And I appreciate it when you have the mayor on, but I want you to get him back on pretty quick. And I want somebody to call in and say, what in the world were you doing on Joy Reid's show? Explain what you did. He won't do it. I mean, it's not going to happen. But he's just a chameleon. You know what I mean?
No, I think he's going to. I could anticipate that. I think he would say that he reaches a lot of folks, including folks here locally, by going on those shows.
Yeah, but to blame Donald Trump for this situation in Montgomery is one of the most pathetic excuses I've ever heard.
Though. I mean, what else would you expect?
Yeah. Well, anyway, Joey, I'm just glad you've got these people you have on there, and we've got the 1819 News because AL.com, which is all part of this crap, they did the same thing. They sucked in all the racists and everything on their site, on the story. It was all race, and it's disgusting.
Well, just
Things
proves
not
once
gonna get
again
better
they're,
when
they're
you have
not
people
interested
like
in the
that.
truth.
Right. Well, like I
No,
told
you can't in on
NBC
the
at the
truth.
Trump dinner, at the GOP dinner, I don't think politics is going to solve our divisions. I think it has to do with something a little bit deeper
gonna
than
make it
politics. But I appreciate it, Jim. I got to run.
All right, y'all have a good day.
272-9228. This part of the program brought to you by XI Repair. And folks, XI Repair is just a fantastic all-purpose repair shop. They really specialize in smartphones. Smartphone repairs. Cracked screen, maybe you dropped it in the parking lot, or water damage, could be you dropped it in the toilet. Could be you got a dirty port. So your charger ain't connected. Nobody likes a dirty port. They really don't. Or maybe your battery's not holding a charge. Maybe it's shy. Or something like that. But you charge it all night, and just a few hours into the day, you're not even past morning, you're already in the red. Well, you don't have to buy a new phone. You can just get the battery replaced for a much more reasonable fee. They also have all sorts of refurbished and new models of smartphones that aren't the latest models, so you're not going to break the bank. They have stuff like, say, look at the iPhone 10. It's a fantastic device, but it's a lot cheaper than, say, the iPhone 14, and XI Repair has stuff like that. They can also work on gaming consoles like the PS5. They're one of the few shops for hundreds of miles that has the ability and skill to solve a problem with something like a PlayStation 5. And they can, of course, do things like data recovery. So maybe you're in the middle of a divorce, your ex-wife sent all those nasty text messages, you know it, but she deleted them. Well, XI Repair can recover that. You don't have to do it in that tone of voice. Just have your attorney contact them. That number, 777-1234. That's 777-1234. Or you can always go to xirepair.com and be sure to tell those fine folks there at XI Repair that Joey from News and Views in the Afternoon sent you. Let's go to Simpler Days. Hey, Simpler Days.
Oh, how's it going, Joey?
Just living on the wrong side of history, just another day.
Well, with our image nationally already in the toilet, it could have been a whole lot worse. You know that, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if the good Captain Morgan would have been piloting that vessel, pulled his black patch down over his eye and told the first mate to man the cannon and damn the rednecks full speed ahead and rammed their boat, I mean, it could have been a whole lot worse.
Oh, yeah. Some people could have gotten really, really hurt, killed, or, massive damage.
I was thinking more along the lines of gunshots.
Yeah, it could have gone to weapons.
That could have been very, very scary situation.
And if it had been a pirate vessel, it depends on the pirate captain. I mean, there's one guy, old Redbeard, and his nickname's Peg Leg, but he's got both legs. And you're like, why do people call you Peg Leg? Do you really want to know, son? No,
well,
I don't.
They could have taken the red-headed damsel hostage. There could have been a lot of things that went on. But anyway,
dragons from the sky. Who knows? Like
it's Montgomery.
I think
Trump was just here.
I know anything could have happened.
With Trump in town, this energy it creates. Dogs, mating with cats. I mean, the whole world.
Well, and I don't know if y'all remember the reference to Euripides' Medea, but after, she kills her kids to get back at her husband, the gods give her a reward by giving her a dragon to fly off on. I thought Trump was going to leave Montgomery that way.
Hey, I think it's time, since the mayor is taking this story nationally and he's, soliciting help on this, I think it's time that we got the NAACP involved, because didn't they come out with a statement and said it wasn't safe to go to Florida because of the Republican sharks in the water?
Yeah, they're hostile, right?
Yeah. So I think it's time for the NAACP to come out with a statement saying it's not safe to come to Montgomery. I mean, you got the redneck pirates lurking in the waters, and it's just not safe. I mean,
sounds like advancement to me.
I mean, they may siege the city the next time. So,
yeah,
I'm just saddened. I mean, every time you think we're going to maybe go up a rung on the ladder above the Confederate flag, the police dogs, and all that, then you have one of these that's just totally blown out of proportion into a million pieces.
Yeah, it's sad. And I've been saying for years, I get real frustrated when tragic, often very swift, emotional, violent events where there's video of it become these deeply symbolic national news stories. And I just It's stupid. Honestly,
Have a
at the
good
end of the
day, gentlemen.
Thank you. But politicians are going to use, the political media is going to use what they can to drive their issues. And if you're out there listening, if you think only Democrats use certain rare violent events as inciting events for their political cause, then you ain't paying attention to the Republicans either. It's just how this game works, sadly. How about this? We got to hit a quick break. We'll come back. Y'all hold your positions or you're going to lose out. We got a lot of calls coming in today. Be right back after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
It's our biggest, fattest, zeroest event ever. Well, that's what it is. The Big Fat Zero event at the all-new Toyota of Montgomery. Buy a new Toyota with zero money down, 0% APR financing, zero payments till next year. What can be better?
Winning the lottery?
Sure, but then you'd have to pay a lot of taxes, pay your family, pay for a lawyer.
I prefer the Big Fat Zero.
Of course, because when you buy a new Toyota from Toyota of Montgomery, you don't pay a penny down, a penny in interest, and not a penny till 2024. Get to the Big Fat Zero event and at Toyota of Montgomery, online at toyotamontgomery.com.
$0 down on select new vehicles. 0% APR financing on select new 2023 vehicles with approved credit through dealer preferred lender with $100K financing limit. Maximum payment of $1,000 per month through 2024 plus tax, title, license, and $995 doc fee. May not be combined with some offers. Ends 8/31/2023.
This is Evan Bass for Montgomery Men's Health. When you started your relationship, you probably never thought about erectile dysfunction impacting the life you have with the one you love. You see, ED doesn't just have physical effects. It has psychological effects as well. If you have it, like millions of men do, you likely know exactly what I'm talking about. ED affects your attitude, your confidence, your outlook on life. But what you may not know is that it could also affect your partner. It's hard for guys to talk about, and a lot of times the partner blames himself. And that's not something you want in your relationship. Now's the time to call us and do something about your ED, even if other treatments haven't worked, especially if you haven't talked about it before. Montgomery Men's Health treats ED in low T. Our urologists and providers offer a variety of treatments and treatment combinations that are geared toward results. So call us today. Your initial appointment is $99 and includes a hormone lab panel. Call 334-440-3663 or go to montgomerymenshealth.com.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Ernest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Ernest, 334-279-7431. Ernest Financial, LLC.
Rich Thomas Weather.
This August heat and humidity is sometimes fuel for some rather strong storms at times. We've got a marginal severe weather risk today with a high temperature up to about 94, triple-digit heat indices, and a very generous supply of those hit-or-miss storms, especially in the afternoon and evening hours. Damaging wind gusts possible in some of the stronger storms. They fade out overnight, low 76. Tomorrow and Friday, highs in the upper 90s. Could be some widely scattered storms Thursday, maybe a little bit more numerous on Friday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Whether you're buying a home or auto or consolidating debt, CB&S Bank's personal loans get you where you need to go. Go to cbsbank.com to find a location near you or apply online today. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1, WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. Let's go right to the phones. I'm going to talk to Master Thespian. Hey, Master Thespian, how you doing?
I'm doing well. All right, what we're dealing with here is a classical rhetorical fallacy called the causal fallacy. Post hoc ergo propter hoc. Because this, then this. Just because two things happened at the same time doesn't mean one caused the other. In other words, you're throwing down that gauntlet and going, oh, well, Trump was there. Well, that's the reason why all this happened. But no, just because you wore your lucky Auburn underpants is not why Auburn won the game. You know?
Or have you ever read or know the guy Dave Rubin, the commentator, used to be left wing, now is more on the right? Yeah, it was with the Daily Wire. Well, in Rubin's book, which is more of a memoir and his change from left to right politically, he very honestly talks about he came out as a gay man, and then very soon after, I think days after, 9/11 happens. And he's like, oh no, did me coming out cause that? It's like, no, Dave. No, I don't think it did. But there are plenty of examples like that. Like me voting for Trump in 2020. He loses. I didn't vote for him in 16. He wins. Maybe I caused it.
Yeah, well, that's one of the tools, though, that the left uses to confuse people. Because there's too many people out here that don't understand. Just because two things happen simultaneously or even close to each other doesn't mean one caused the other. You've got to have some facts. I mean, years ago there was that famous story about a newspaper posted country music causes people to commit suicide, just because the cities that had the highest per capita rate of suicide, the number one radio station in each of those cities just happened to be country music.
Yeah, and milk causes heroin addiction. Right.
Yeah.
Go a long way down that road and not get anywhere.
Well, and so what's the fancy, you actually have me a little scandalized here. Anytime somebody starts speaking Latin, I get bad memories at Catholic grade school. But
it's either post hoc or post hoc. Post hoc ergo propter hoc.
Yeah, and well, there you go again. And I often have said that if you go find a list of the logical fallacies that are out there, the post hoc ergo hoc or the ad hominem or whatever ones appeal to the authority. All these. Yeah. You just take that long list of logical fallacies, folks, and there you have your playbook of running a political campaign.
Exactly. Well, like the whole idea of you got to vote for our bill or mass chaos will ensue. Like, is there not a door number 3? Is there not a door number 4? It's either or. It's either your plan or no.
Or folks saying that Senator Tuberville is going to destroy the U.S. military. And I'm like, stop making him sound awesome.
Yeah. Well, and here's the deal. What he's doing is all he's doing is just making sure they can't do this blanket vote.
Right.
They can still vote those people in. They can still approve those people one by one, but they are choosing to dig their heels in and cause a scene, try to make him look bad.
Yeah, it's a great example of what we're talking about.
It's frustrating. It's just frustrating because what is it? If it bleeds, it leads. That's one of the reasons why Joy Behar and Joy Reid and all them have a job, because they're very good at pushing that button to get people to watch their show, and advertisers like that.
Well, I can kind of understand where Joy Reid is coming. I don't agree with her, but I can empathize with her point of view, I suppose. When I look at The View, though, I'm like, that show has set women back 20, 30 years. It is just squawking harpies. Yammering and yammering with no intelligence.
You watch that for more than 5 minutes, I guarantee you lose several IQ points.
Just
by tuning in. So.
Though, as I was just saying that about The View, I'm like, it's kind of what I do. I appreciate it, Master Thespian.
All right. Well, hey, it's always easier to destroy than to build up.
Amen, brother.
Yeah. Take care, man. Bye.
Take care. Yeah, Sky, it's always easier to take a crap than to build a toilet.
I'm going to write that down, Joey. That's profound.
Yeah, that's trying to get into, are you a consumer or producer? How much are you actually self-sufficient? It's like when folks say, and how much I love Bluebell. They come by and we try their new flavors. They're great.
Of course.
But whenever I see any brand, ice cream or any other food product go, good homemade ice cream. What do you mean by homemade? Did you mine and the ore there created that metal crank? And did you chop down the wood and treat it? You poured a sugar packet in there and some ice and you churned away. I don't know.
Standards are pretty loose on that, particularly nowadays.
Anyway, let's go to Papa B. Hey, Papa B.
No.
Hey.
So, I used to be a salesman in a former life.
Mm-hmm.
And I would sell products to all kinds of municipal type, systems everywhere. I go to the Department of the Waterworks, their sewage treatment plants and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the sayings they have is that it's not that people don't give a crap, it's that they give too much of one.
Yeah.
No, I kind of like the advice. You know how they always tell kids these days, if you can be anything you want. You just set your mind to it. I'm like, maybe with a few kids, but with most people, I think you need to tell a kid, hey, kid, don't try too much. You're gonna mess it up for you and everybody else if you try too much.
You'll be disappointed. Yeah. Your results may vary.
It's like crime in the city of Montgomery, everybody. Lower your expectations.
You won't be disappointed.
Mhm.
What are you telling them?
If you have to go to the emergency room, well, you know, that's just the price of living in the big city. So just get over it.
Right.
Okay?
It means we're progressing.
We're progressing.
Right.
We're getting big into a big city here. So, but you know, this idea I think that we all have about, oh, isn't it awful? Montgomery, the South, we're stigmatized by this. Hey, you may as well just get over that. The people that stigmatize like that, I mean, the people that think of us like, they're never, ever going to change their mind.
No.
Well, and I guess it's also...
If that never happened, they would still have that same, so, you know.
Well, and it's not like it keeps me up at night, but it is a thing I've noticed being from the South and meeting people from other parts of the world and the country, what they think, especially when they come down here and they get to know folks down here. Though, I guess, to be fair, we have all our stereotypes about people from other parts of the country.
Yes, but racism always sounds worse with a Southern accent.
Really?
They do
Our
love it
stereotypes
when
are
it's
based
down
in
south.
reality,
Wait, so racism's better in a Boston accent? I don't know about that.
The media, Joey, the corporate media prefers racism in the South.
Right,
because
right.
there's so much material to work with.
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
And Montgomery is just, it's a delight. They're salivating over this, literally.
Oh, yeah. Well, God, don't kid yourself. There are people that would love to see a racist one. Oh my goodness. The press would just go absolutely nuts. 24/7 coverage, y'all. This, you know. Oh yeah. Or a civil war. Yes. That's what they want, man. Don't get it. Don't. It's something that they want or would love to have if they could get it.
Well, leave me out of it.
Yeah, I don't want to. I'm gonna be a pacifist.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, I don't think that any one of us, anybody here in this part of the country, should worry about what everybody else thinks. Just look on the bright side. You get to surprise them when you prove them wrong. How many people have moved down here and just been blown? Have their minds blown that it's not like what they thought it was.
The only way you can truly appreciate the South, and I know this as fact, is to live up north for a while.
Look, I went to take my son to a specialty football camp years ago, and we had an occasion to stay overnight in Chicago, and so we went out to the park the next day. I thought it was going to be a fun thing to do, and it was pretty much. But I noticed along the way that if you will speak to people, hey, how you doing? Just like you do around here, you get a stare straight ahead. Don't talk to me. I don't know you. Look, it is a cold. Not anything like what it is down here.
Yeah, furthermore, if you do that, if you don't abide by that standard in, say, New York City, you're going to have problems. You're going to be accosted. You're going to have all kinds of hucksters and hustlers and criminals bothering you. So, yeah, that's part of the beauty of the South is we can still speak to one another.
We got to hit a break here, but I actually don't mind. I think you're right, Papa B. It's not just I don't even mind or don't care. I kind of appreciate that when people think of Alabama, they think of some of those 1980s wrestling promos. Like, let me tell you something, Mean Gene. I was in San Francisco and I was looking for a woman, and I couldn't find one. I found some men who look like women. What's wrong with y'all? If that's what they want to think, fine.
Yeah. I like Burhead Jones.
I can't bring up wrestling with you old timers. Bringing up him.
All right, bud. We'll talk to you later.
Later.
Bye.
272-9228. Tell us about the Alabama Gazette here, Sky.
I'd love to. That's your hometown conservative newspaper, the Alabama Gazette. Always published under the banner of God, family, and country. Real local news from real local people. And it's what a newspaper is all about. You know, that tactile sensation, holding it in your hand, turning the pages, smelling the ink. Always pro-family, pro-life, pro-America. That's the Alabama Gazette, and they will be celebrating their 24th anniversary coming this October. Asking you to get involved. I'll reserve your advertising space now for that very special 24th anniversary edition. Give them a call, the Alabama Gazette, 356-6700. It is surprisingly affordable and extremely effective to advertise in the Alabama Gazette. 356-6700. Be a part of this 24th anniversary celebration. The Alabama Gazette is most worthy of your support.
This part of the program also brought to you by River Region Contracting. And there at River Region Contracting, Todd Clark and his team are ready to take your call. Especially, if you need that roof inspected. It could be you're due. You should get it inspected every 3 to 5 years for basic preventative maintenance. Or it could be, hey, you got it inspected a few months ago, but a terrible storm rolled through, and those bumps in the middle of the night have left you a little apprehensive, a little anxious about, well, is everything jammed up and jelly tight? With River Region Contracting, they can give you that peace of mind. Because here's the good news. Their inspections are always free, as well as their estimates. So if they do find a problem with your roof, well, it's not going to cost anything for them to be like, okay, here's how much the job's going to cost. Oh, and by the way, when they quote you, here's how much the job's going to cost, it's going to cost that amount. Nice. They actually show up on time, and they're a team of insurance specialists. So if you've got an insurance plan and you think it's covered, they can walk you through that claims process, make it a swift and easy experience. Not a normal thing when it comes to an insurance company.
No, it's usually quite a hassle. So.
Check them out today. That number for River Region Contracting, 356-8635. That's 356-8635. And be sure to tell them you heard about them here on News and Views in the afternoon. Let's go to Sam from Pike County. Hey, Sam.
Hey, Joey. Doggone it. I was wanting to speak to the unnamed radio talk show host from Montgomery, but it slipped up and caught me off guard.
I was like, say my name, Brett Baer. You say my name.
Just not going to do it. Let me throw this out there. Back in my junior high school days, that's how you knew that you had arrived. You had fashion. Was the Burhead Jones A&M Furniture Mart T-shirt. A&M Furniture Mart. They had generated a bunch of T-shirts. Had a beautiful picture of Burhead with his snaggly toothpaste on the front. Man, and,
you got problem credit? No credit at all.
That's it.
Burhead, man.
We try to put on a good face, and then all the hayseeds start calling.
Yeah,
I know.
And I just joined right into.
Anyway,
remember Super Burhead?
No,
that was
no, I don't remember any of this.
Super Burhead.
This is like prostate health and medication. I don't want to talk about it.
A speeding bullet.
Super Burhead. Occasionally I have Googled that in the past. There's not that much information. There's a little bit, but it's worth looking up, Joe. Mayor Reed talking about tension in the city. Only time I feel tension is when I'm driving around the bypass. But that's not why I called. Listen, I miss when Dale Jackson, I called him the most hated man on radio, when he used to call in and chat up April Marie. And I'm just throwing that out there. It seemed like every time that he ever got on the radio local, he would say something that it was like he was trying to start trouble. One time he got on there talking about how he hated Thanksgiving dinner. He thought it was just awful. And he had to
I remember that call. He's right.
Yeah, what? Yeah. Oh, come on, man. Not in my house. We have turkey and fiction several times a year. But,
you have yams?
Okay, now look, yams is an unnatural thing. I don't even know what that is. But,
no, I was going to ask if you have yams more than once a year.
I have yams 0 times a year. I don't know.
Well, that's disappointing.
All right. Hey, but listen, just a few weeks ago when I was in Montgomery, went by Bates House of Turkey. Mom liked it. A little pricey, but the quality's good. I had something else. It's totally gone now. But.
How about this, Sam? I got to hit the top of the hour break. And since you lost your train of thought, I'll give you special permission to call back later.
Wow.
Oh, well.
Wow.
The unnamed radio host.
Good.
Thank you. Thank you, unnamed.
Thank you, Sam. 272-9228. More news and views in the afternoon. Well, after this.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. An advisor says Niger's ousted president is running out of food and experiencing other increasingly dire conditions 2 weeks after he was ousted in a military coup and put under house arrest. The new military junta is making efforts now to entrench itself in power and rejecting international mediation efforts. An explosion on the grounds of a factory that makes optical equipment for Russia's security forces, injuring 56 people north of Moscow, and officials said Russian air defenses shot down 2 drones that were aimed at Moscow overnight. Wind-whipped wildfires racing through parts of Hawaii, burning structures in historic Lahaina town on the island of Maui. On Wall Street, stocks remain lower. The Dow is now down 74 points. This is SRN News.
The recent bank failures are serving as a warning about how fragile our banking system really is. As millions of Americans panic, do you know what central banks are doing? Well, they're actually buying up gold at record levels. They're relying on it as a safe haven during these difficult times. That's how confident they are in the dollar. Hi, I'm Lance Wallnow, Christian author and evangelical leader to millions of people just like you. We're all Americans who want to protect our family's savings no matter what. I tell people the best option is to diversify their 401k or IRA into physical gold or silver with the help of Birch Gold Group. To see how it works, just text the word FAITH to the number 989898 to get a free information kit on gold IRAs. Look, there's no strings attached. It's not going to hurt you to take action now. So take the first step today and educate yourself. Get your free info kit when you text FAITH to 989898 right now. And I pray you and your family are greatly blessed.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Truckers, if you are looking for green grass, contact Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. In business since 1959 and still growing. Call today, 855-777-9785.
Rich Thomas weather.
This August heat and humidity is sometimes fuel for some rather strong storms at times. We've got a marginal severe weather risk today with a high temperature up to about 94, triple-digit heat indices, and a very generous supply of those hit-or-miss storms, especially in the afternoon and evening hours. Damaging wind gusts possible in some of the stronger storms. They fade out overnight, low 76. Tomorrow and Friday, highs in the upper 90s. Could be some widely scattered storms Thursday, maybe a little bit more numerous on Friday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Web Bobo with Capital Tractor. For work at your hunting camp or a job site, you need a utility vehicle you can depend on. The Kubota Sidekick from Capital Tractor, power to haul and top speeds of 40 miles per hour. Kubota and Capital Tractor in Montgomery, Brundage, and Greenville.
From WAKA Channel 8, I'm Savannah Saab. A ribbon-cutting ceremony was held yesterday for the new Booker T. Washington School for Performing Arts. MPS School Superintendent Melvin Brown and Booker T. Washington Principal Quasia Stark spoke at the ceremony. Mayor Reed and MPD Police Chief Daryl Albert held a press conference yesterday in regards to the brawl that happened Saturday night at the Riverfront. If you need a refresher, a brawl broke out when Daniel Pickett, a Harriet II crew member, was attacked while trying to move a pontoon boat that was blocking the riverboat from docking. That led to several Harriet II crew members and Good Samaritans coming to Mr. Pickett's aid. It was revealed in the press conference that 13 people were detained Saturday night and 4 men are being charged with assault. And those are your local news headlines for WAKA Channel 8 and ABC 32. I'm Savannah Saab.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. an equal housing lender.
Looking for insurance, or maybe you're just not satisfied with your current carrier? How does quality coverage with local service and competitive rates sound to you? The folks at Stark Agency offer just that. Whether you need insurance for your business, car, home, or life, Stark Agency can help. As an independent insurance agency with over 20 of the top insurance carriers, Stark is sure to find the perfect match for you and your loved ones. Visit their site at starkagency.com or give them a call at 334-263-5535 for a quote today.
Looking for a new career with flexible hours, competitive pay, generous paid time off, and countless benefits? Then visit us at our job fair for the Riverside Marketplace at Wind Creek, Wetumpka from 2 to 7 p.m. on Tuesdays, August 15th and 22nd, and Thursday, September 7th at the Entertainment Center. Can't make it? No problem. You can also visit our Career Center at Wind Creek, Wetumpka from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. Kickstart your new career today.
Hope you're having a great afternoon. JT broadcasting live at Just Blinds in Prattville at 1522 South Memorial Drive. Come on by and see us. Just went through the showroom here. I mean, they have got plantation shutters, wood blinds, drapes, and curtains. Experienced pros to help you with your window treatment options all the time here at Just Blinds. And they're hosting us today for Operation Help and Hope. We're here until 2 o'clock this afternoon collecting supplies for the Cancer Wellness Foundation to give to patients currently undergoing chemo. We're talking about stuff like Boost nutritional drinks, pill boxes, small hand sanitizers, lip balm, puzzle books, and pens. So come on by and see us at Just Blinds in Prattville. We're here again till 2, collecting supplies, but our Blue Water Broadcasting barrels are at all of our sponsor locations through next week. So stop by anytime and pay it forward and help make a difference with Operation Help and Hope. JT Broadcasting Live, Just Blinds in Prattville with Blue Water Broadcasting.
Join the fun as Second Saturday Riverfront Festivals return to Montgomery's Riverfront Park on Saturday, August 12th. This spectacular event will feature over 15 of the area's best food trucks. This will give guests the opportunity to explore a wide range of flavors and options. Come for the food and stay for the fun, as there'll be tons of live entertainment, general vendors, and a variety of different art mediums. That's this Saturday, 6 to 9. Free admission, no outside alcohol permitted.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Sky Mosley on the sidekick mic. How you doing, Sky?
Oh, rock and roll.
And speaking of rock and roll, and you know how off air we were bemoaning the rock DJ is kind of going the way of the dodo?
Yeah, it breaks my heart.
Kind of like the phrase, the way of the dodo is also going the way of the dodo. Yeah, it's just cliche, and it's just old hat at this point.
Right.
Anyway, did you see that Universal and Google are in talks over licensing bot-made music?
I did see that.
Does that break your heart even more?
Yeah, and there's also a AI disc jockey now in Portland. So, you kids out there, stay in school.
But then watch the AI make something amazing and everybody will just shut up.
No, it's not going to happen. Of course, look at the competition they have. So,
well, it's a good way for the robots to prove they have soul. We have Urbanite on line one.
I don't know if you want to talk to me today. Here's the question. Well, it's actually two questions. One's going to be for Tuberville, and one's going to be, I'm not going to throw the cats out of the boat under the bus, but here's the deal. Why would you waste the guys on the boat time for 40 minutes trying to get the rednecks to move when you could have simply called the Marine Police or called the Montgomery Police? I mean, that's what would make me live it right there. That he held me up for 40 minutes for getting on shore. Because I have things to do.
Well, I think he was giving the guys the benefit of the doubt. I'll warn them.
Wait, there we go. That's the southern thing. Why are we going to give somebody the benefit of the doubt when they're in the wrong?
Well, I think it's probably a good thing if you're not a happy trigger finger calling the cops.
Yeah, well, I would rather call the cops.
Because, I mean, the way he explained it to me on Monday was that he warned them several times and then he did call the police.
Right.
And then here's the deal. Is it a pattern? Is this the first time this has happened? Because I feel that it probably wasn't. Because they knew that the last time they did it, nothing happened to them, and they took their time taking care of the situation.
Well, the thing he remembered from last time, why he remembered these folks, is they stole the golf cart and parked it in a Hampton Inn lobby. They wanted to press charges then, and the police talked them out of it, saying don't make a big deal of it.
And you see where it got us?
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, back on Tuberville, I'm really disappointed in the Republican Party in not playing the game by having Tuberville or having the Senate confirm those people one at a time, starting with the position they're making a big deal out of, which is not having a chief of the army or whatever.
Right.
I mean, it's just dumb politics. I don't understand why they're so absent-minded.
Well, because a lot of them are in the pockets of the people that essentially pay for all
it's
that
grist
crap.
for the mill.
I agree, but I mean, it's not even good chess politics. You know, they're making a big stink out of it. You handle it by doing a one-at-a-time confirmation, and you show the quality or lack thereof of the people they put up.
You're working under the assumption that government wants to solve problems again, though. And they don't want to solve this. They want to make political hay.
Something out of it, right. And the Republicans are letting them do it, and that is a shame.
Right.
All right, said my piece for today. Are you going to have anybody from Maxwell? Because I guess it would be great to get a temperature of how that's going, or after the big news event, how it's going with the Maxwell crowd.
Sure, actually, it's been a while since I've reached out to anybody, and yeah, I'll have to reach out to them. That's a good idea.
All right. Have a good one.
Thanks, man.
272-9228. Let's go to Red Top. Hey, Red Top, how you doing?
Good afternoon. Really a pleasant day. And let me give a real weather forecast from my big brother who just came back from Europe in 3 countries.
Mm-hmm.
So, we've been hearing about the heat wave, the earth is boiling.
Right.
And even about all this stuff in Europe. Okay, he just took a train ride through the Alps. And then a huge, and we're talking a river cruise ship up and down the Seine River in France. And I said, well, damn, was it hot as hell there? He said, no, it was very pleasant, even cool. And so, got to watch out for that. Also, they are handing out blankets in England because it's so damn cold at night. And the Southern Hemisphere is having a hell of a winter, too. And I'm preaching to the choir about how much they lie about that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
There's on-the-ground information about it. Now, the Republicans and Elon Musk are doing some great stuff. Of course, that's an understatement with Elon Musk, the greatest man of this century, and certainly one of the smartest ever to live. He's going after these companies that have been canceling people because they advertise on Twitter. And he's going to file a lawsuit against 3 big shots and proving they don't have the right to do that, and it's against the Commerce Clause. He's got a lot of good ammunition to go after these guys with. So,
No, I think Elon has a long-term vision for what. There's a reason he rebranded it X. I think it is going to be always that fun or toxic messaging service, but I think they're going to be adding a lot of bells and whistles to it, especially payment processing. I think they're looking to be the hub there.
The Republicans in Congress are now going to bring about some antitrust suits against a lot of companies for similar reasons and collusion between social media companies.
Elon gives me more hope.
About time. Yeah.
Yes, and we have a severe amount of dumping going on. If you study economic history of the United States, dumping was deemed illegal from foreign countries, and if there's been some damn dumping on a country, it's Chinese on America. So they need to stop that. And Joey, I can help you.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a lot of good, influential friends.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to work on getting your name mentioned. You want me to call RuPaul and see if we can get CBS to do it? He's got a lot of damn pull there, you know what I mean?
Sugar, if you don't snatch the damn weave off your head, I'd love to be RuPaul.
Okay, but, I can help. And we'll see if we can get you a mention in the big media next time you're here.
I just wanted Brett Baer to say my name. It didn't even have to be on TV.
Yes, I know. So I know you think I'll have much pull, but wouldn't it be funny if one day somebody mentioned your name?
It would be funny, and if I think of my reputation and who I would like as a brand ambassador, I can't think of more of a people person than you, Red Top.
Yes.
Well put. And by the way, I am going to the Republican meeting as a spy for this audience.
All right, then.
That's official.
All right, I appreciate
Sam
that.
Speedtails, they better get ready because I'm going to be listening real damn
We
good.
want a full report.
We going to get a real... And, Joey, I told Scott this. Y'all want an on-the-ground reporter? I'll ask a question to any damn body. I don't care. I'll ask it to a damn dog if you want me to ask a question.
I would pay to see that. I appreciate it, Red Top.
Roll Tide, go Trump.
272-9228. Hey, let's go to Doug from Titus. Hey, Doug.
Good.
Are you there?
Let me make sure. Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can now.
Okay, great. So the captain of the Harriet II, his call into your show was mentioned by Brett Baer?
On special report, yes.
Oh, my goodness. Now I know why you're so upset he didn't mention your name.
Well, and you could see me. You could see Sky for a second, and then they did give us credit. They gave News Talk 93.1 FM and our branding credit. Put that up there and used several clips. In fact, a lot of media companies have been using this interview. And it's not like I'm that great at, of a journalist. I actually hate that label. I don't accept it. I really just have to thank Captain Jim. He's the one who decided he wanted to trust me with telling the story. And I learned pretty quick. I just need to shut up and let him talk.
Yeah, and I just happened to be, listening. I mean, I try to catch all 3 hours, but some days that doesn't happen. But I do specifically remember him telling you that he got on the PA system 5 times and asked those guys to move that boat.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just, Randall is the only one that's stood up that I know of. The cover, like, a lot of people that really, take pride in their boats, they've got a custom fitted canvas cover and you snap it on there. And I wonder if this group of rednecks, if it's like an annual thing for them to motor up the river from Selma to Montgomery, because it's not that far of a walk. Because I've been on the Harriet too. They could have gone to the Alley Bar. One of my favorite ones is the outside bar at the Renaissance.
Oh, yeah.
Unless it's been... But anyway, I'm thinking maybe that's where they had gone. The only thing I don't remember him saying, were they there when the Harriet II first got there to attempt to dock?
Were they there when the Harriet II departed?
Well, they must not have been, because essentially they were in the way, and that's what started this whole thing.
Right. Yeah. Did you get interviewed at the Renaissance right before Trump gave his speech?
I did, by NBC News. I believe it was two lovely, very good-looking producers for the Today Show. I haven't been able to find them using it at all, though. I don't know if I gave them what they wanted.
That is awesome. So you've been on national media in less than 5 days' time. That's great, Joey. That's great.
It's really a humbling experience.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you give your show a shameless plug when you got interviewed by NBC?
No, I don't think NBC used it.
You probably didn't deliver the goods that NBC was interested in.
Well, my sense of this, seeing Sky and myself on Fox News last night, is like, that's cool. That's awesome. It's cool that people found value in the interview that Captain Jim did on the show. That's all great, and I appreciate that sort of recognition and be able to bring that to folks. Kind of hate that it's with this story, but another thought: anytime I'm close to an actual event in person, like I personally know a thing, and then I see that thing presented by national media, it is a few steps removed from the truth, even without anybody trying. Often, like you're just not getting the full story, and it's usually on national media because it fits a certain narrative that the media want to push. Because there are a lot of stories that happen in this country that never go reported, and you got to wonder why. Sometimes people just miss it. Sometimes it's not that interesting, but often the ones that rise to the top fit a certain agenda.
Yeah. Real quick, one more question. I'll let you catch another call or take a break. All right, so the two beautiful ladies from the NBC Today Show, did they try to steer you in a direction to see if they could get you to make a negative comment about Trump? Did they do that?
No, there were more. The only one that I felt a little cornered is I said I was going to vote for Trump again, or I would seriously think about it. If RFK Jr. is the nominee in November for the Democrats, not likely, I'd have a tough decision to make. And she asked me, well, earlier you said you didn't like all the division and polarization in the country, and yet you're going to vote for Trump? And I kind of just looked at her and said, I don't really think politics is going to solve the division. Like, wait, if Biden wins or Trump wins, we're not going to be divided anymore? How many times have we had presidential candidates say, I'm a unifier, and all those people on the other side of the aisle, they're damn dirty dividers? It sounds divisive to me. I think it's not going to be politics. It's going to be people. There are a lot of different ways. I just don't have a lot of hope that this process is helping anybody.
I think you're right, young man. I just don't think politics is what's going to pull us back together. It's going to be individuals doing the right thing as far as how they treat people.
Individual responsibility and duty and virtue, and then maybe it's also a little bit of a God thing that it's out of our control, but that's all right.
Well, I don't know if there's many Democrats that even know how to spell the word G-O-D. I hate to say that, but they just steered so far, and I think that's kind of fed the division.
Maybe,
the lack of.
I think there's a weird, interesting moment going on in terms of faith, and I think you're going to see. It's surprising. You just see so many people that are not exactly religious. Like even Bill Maher, for instance, is a good high-profile example, where they're not doing the new atheist shtick anymore of crapping on religion as much. I mean, Maher will still make jokes. But everybody seems to now be talking about these stories we find in Scripture, these ideas that have been passed down through the generations over thousands of years. They're ideas that permeate our entire nation. They permeate all the people of this nation in many ways, and I think this is the way forward. I don't know if anybody should be in charge of it. It's not going to be like a Great Awakening and maybe parts of history in this country. It'll be modern, it'll be unique, it'll be its own thing. But I just have a feeling you're starting to see more and more people talk about the God stuff, so to speak. And it might even be vague, it might be in a general way, but I think that's a sign of progress, actually a move in the right direction.
Well, I have learned from a lot of close family members that it's better to go through life, Joey, with hope than just going through life being a curmudgeon and being cranky and bitchy and just bitching and moaning. I mean, it's your choice, you know. I'm not talking about you. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about to each individual, it's their choice. Go through life with hope or go through life with pessimism. It's each individual's choice to do that. But let me let you catch another call or plug a sponsor. Thank you guys for taking my call. I'm enjoying the show.
Thank you, Doug. You know, a long time ago, it's aphorisms or adages, short sayings. What is it? A cynic is a man who knows the price of everything and the value of nothing. A sentimentalist is somebody who sees absurd value in everything and knows the price of absolutely nothing. So, apart, they're both blind. Together, they actually might be able to make out something in a balanced way. Though my favorite line about a cynic is, a cynic is a man who, upon seeing a flower arrangement, looks around for a coffin. I'm about to say also,
a lot of that going on out there.
Like Doug, if I can't bitch and moan, I wouldn't have a job. 272-9228 is the number. This part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services, and Ashley and her team there at Pest Pro. They do fantastic work. Whether you're in an emergency bind, could be you find out your home's been hit by termites, or it might be you just can't take the mosquitoes anymore and you want to enjoy outside. You spend a lot of money on the outside to be able to hang out in the backyard by the pool or on the front porch swing. So they can take out those mosquitoes for you there at Pest Pro Services. Or it could be an emergency like a wasp nest up in your attic. Or it could be you don't have an emergency at all. You're just looking for a great, trusted pest control company. Well, you need to look no further than Pest Pro Services. Fantastic, locally owned, right there in the heart of Millbrook on Main Street. In Millbrook, they've been serving so many of our listeners and so many of my friends long before they became a sponsor. So Check out what Ashley and her team can do for you today. 265-9990. That's 265-9990. Or you can go to ppsriverregion.com or just search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces. When you want to know, call a pro, Pest Pro Services. And be sure to tell Ashley and the team that you heard about them here on News and Views in the afternoon. Let's hit this break and come back. Hold your positions or you're going to miss out. A lot of calls rolling in today, and I appreciate that.
Joey Clark.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hope you're having a great afternoon. JT broadcasting live at Just Blinds in Prattville at 1522 South Memorial Drive. Come on by and see us. Just went through the showroom here. I mean, they have got plantation shutters, wood blinds, drapes, and curtains. Experienced pros to help you with your window treatment options all the time here at Just Blinds. And they're hosting us today for Operation Help and Hope. We're here until 2 o'clock this afternoon collecting supplies for the Cancer Wellness Foundation to give to patients currently undergoing chemo. We're talking about stuff like Boost nutritional drinks, pill boxes, small hand sanitizers, lip balm, puzzle books, and pens. So come on by and see us at Just Blinds in Prattville. We're here again till 2, collecting supplies, but our Blue Water Broadcasting barrels are at all of our sponsor locations through next week. So stop by anytime and pay it forward and help make a difference with Operation Help and Hope. JT Broadcasting Live, Just Blinds in Prattville with Blue Water Broadcasting.
Is your cell phone or iPad cracked, broken, or not working right? Don't let the big carrier stores sucker you into a new $1,100 device. Let XI Repair fix your device today. XI Repair fixes cell phones, computers, laptops, iPads, game consoles, drones, and more. Their certified technicians fix hundreds of devices every day. When your device needs care, call XI Repair, 334-777-1234, or Google XI Repair. Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
The Health and Wealth Show. The Health and Wealth Show. The show so nice, we said it twice. Weekday evenings at 6 on News Talk 93.1 WACV. The Health.
Break it up, son. Joke's over here.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Live local talk. The River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Sky Mosley here riding shotgun.
Yeah, man, it's great. I want to attach my wagon to your star. It's rising right up.
Yeah, it's
big time on the national news programs.
I'm just telling you, though, I'm not on the right side of history. I don't know if you want to ride along here with me.
Well, look at my options. You know.
Let's go to Debbie. Hey, Debbie.
Hey, oh, Joey, you know I'm proud of you. This is such a good thing for all of us. And don't get the big head, because my mama told me always keep a sharp pen handy.
A sharp pen?
Deflate it. Yeah, deflate that big head so you can get through the door.
I don't know if we were thinking of the same thing. Keep going.
Please do.
Sophisticated radio in the afternoon.
Real
Yeah, this
bad.
is only a 3-hour show, not a 4-hour show.
Okay. Anyway, I wanted to make a
medical
couple of
advice, will
comments. I want to make a couple of comments. One, the riverboat Harriet II brings quite a bit of revenue into the city. Riverfront is a big thing. I mean, they've been developing this. They're trying to get a good crowd coming in and bring that money into the city coffers, etc. You would think, in my opinion, they know when that boat comes in to dock that they would have some type of security to make sure that area is clear for that boat when it comes in. Now, I'm being a little nitpicky, but it just makes common sense to me that the city would pick up and have somebody down there at the riverfront when that boat is coming in and make sure that it is clear so that these people don't get stuck on the boat for 40 minutes. It's bad for business.
Well, and I
bad
hope
for
what
the
comes
city.
out of this, I saw it with my interview with the captain, that online, reading the comments and reaction, it got way beyond Montgomery, of course. I think over Twitter and Facebook combined, like 200,000, 300,000 people saw that thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what was great to hear is a lot of folks are saying, I'm going to have to come to Montgomery to ride the Harriet II now.
That's awesome. But the other thing I wanted to say is you were talking about the media and all these lawsuits coming out, etc. I totally agree with all that. But don't you kind of sniff a little something smelly about all the media going racist right before the election, knowing that Reed has got a little bit of a problem with the community and maybe he's not going to be the favorite?
To me, it comes across as like, oh, we're doing this again. Like, we're just going back to the same.
Business as
And
usual.
it's like, again, it's a sign of post-persuasion America, where folks are like, oh, you're bringing up crime. We know what that means. That's a dog whistle. Hey, by the way, if you can hear the dog whistle, that might mean you're the dog.
Whoa.
So that's not the greatest thing to say. But then you've got, folks bringing up how racist everybody is, and, conservatives are largely, yeah, tell us something new. So it's kind of, I don't know.
Yeah. I've been on the Harriet too, and we had a great time, and it was black and white in there, and nobody ever had a problem. So I really think that the media is doing this, but timing is everything. And it seems to me every time an election comes up, they always find hot topic issues and really nail it as long as they can until the election is over, and then all of a sudden it just calms down. Unless it's a person they didn't want in office.
Right.
And that's just, to me, not doing right at all for the people or anybody else. But it is business, and I understand why they're doing it. I don't like it, and I hope they can maybe put a stop to some of it. People's got to wake up and realize they're being played.
Amen.
My rant.
Yeah, you got my tongue there. Like, well said. I got to run, Debbie. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Joey.
272-9228. Let's go to Biloxi Gambler. Hello, Biloxi Gambler.
Hey, man, the story changed while I was on hold. I was going to say you need one of those hot buttons that, all content, whatever, reproduction or recording of this has to be written consent from Major League Baseball or something like that.
Express written consent.
Of Major League Baseball. No, I'm not that litigious.
Or Joey and Skyler International. Change Major League Baseball to that. But but anyway, you said they did credit 93.1 though.
Yeah, you can see Scott
News
I.
and Views,
Yes, they
which
did.
brings us to another subject. Change the name of it would have been the Joey Clark Show, but they quoted, well, it's News and Views. That's the name of the show.
You're preaching to the choir here, brother.
If you want the name, if you want your name mentioned, you got to change the name of the show. Big bang boom. Now, Kevin Elkins did play the whole interview on your show, and of course I know Kevin. I
like Kevin.
I love Kevin, and Kevin, because I'm a radio whore. I listen to everybody, man.
Well, that's
and Dale Jackson, WBNN, WCRR, WTN with Matt Murphy, whatever. I can get everything's local. But Kevin Elkins, he played the whole thing. And I said, you didn't say Joey Clark. You know Joey Clark. but he didn't.
Wait, I gave credit the other day to Kevin. Well, come on. Say my name, folks.
Exactly. So you need to tell Kevin that. But you keep talking about say my name. Now I can't tell the whole story on the air, but I can because I'm gonna have to leave out the person's name. But I had another career long time ago, and I would just be funny in front of major acts and stuff sometimes. And there was a man that I opened for. I didn't work with him. I opened for him many times. And whenever I would work with him, I would bring marinated chicken. I marinate chicken, the barbecue. And because I make a really good barbecue chicken.
All right.
And anyway, this man had I don't know if he's anyway a bunch of restaurants, and he was asked during an interview something about his recipes or his cooking. He goes, no, I don't. I've never been in the kitchen. He goes, I got people that cook for me. I sing and play guitar. And he said the best barbecue chicken I ever had was made by this funny white boy from Alabama. And I'm going, say my name! Say my name! Not that he remembers my name, and it was my stage name anyway. But no, I would have had a whole different career. I'd have had a restaurant that failed in the first month. But, well, most of them do. But anyway, I can't run a restaurant. But anyway, that's my say my name story. You kept bringing that up. Hey, brother, I've been there too.
I appreciate it, Biloxi Gambler.
Talk
Great
to
story.
you later, man. Bye.
Maybe he can be your agent. He's got it all figured out, Joe.
Right. No, but thank God it ain't about me.
Yeah, well,
Like, do you really? I've
sometimes it is, but
Lord.
most of the time.
You to show my nerdy side. You know Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah, I'm familiar with the.
And like in the movies in particular, I don't think it's in the books, but in the movies, it's the Eye of Sauron is the bad guy constantly
Right.
looking around. That's how I've often, or at least how I think of the corporate press. Like the Eye of Sauron is moving about, and like, what is it going to spotlight next? And for a second there, I'm like,
Andy Warhol. 15 seconds. Bye.
Being a little bit famous is fine. I mean, really famous, after watching a lot of interviews, reading biographies of people, sometimes it's not your choice. You like get propelled into some fame, but being really famous, I think, is overrated. It ain't worth the trouble.
Those that have experienced it seem to agree.
Let's go to east of the Rockies. Hayes.
Hey, Frodo, put the ring on. You'll get the eye's attention real quick.
The ring is mine, all right?
Yeah, that's right. You're precious. Hey, I wanted to ask a question. Here lately, I've noticed that there are fewer panhandlers out in the middle of the road and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now, I don't live in Montgomery. I just work here. Is it because of the election that we've got fewer panhandlers, or are they did that law kick in that they were talking about? I mean, what's going on with that?
Yeah, the state law went into effect August 1st, and that limits the ability of people to panhandle or be on the side of the roads at major intersections in the state of Alabama.
Okay.
So that's what's happening.
That makes me feel better, because if somebody's out riding around and they accidentally hit one of these guys or girls, I mean, it just makes you feel terrible for the rest of your life, and you don't want to do that. So, I mean, I think that's only fair. But Joey, I've been following with great interest your coverage of this story, and the first thing that came to mind was from that Tom Hanks movie. Where he was in, on the Horn of Africa in a large ship, and the guy got on there and said, "I am the captain now."
Yeah, Captain Phillips.
Yeah, Captain Phil, exactly. And so that's kind of the way you are, man. You are the captain now, and I am so excited to see your coverage of this story. One other thing, if you've got a moment. Had there been a pre-existing problem with between the captain or between the riverboat and those people in the pontoon boat?
Yes. He says that either last year or the year before, I don't know the exact time frame, they stole the boat's golf cart that is used to escort handicapped folks or folks who just can't walk, get old, or, to and from the boat. And the golf cart went missing, and they found it in the lobby of the Hampton Inn. And he wanted to press charges, and the police were like, they talked him out of it. Let's not make a big deal out of it. It's just a prank.
Yeah, well, I mean, these guys are acting like rock stars. We don't even know who they are.
Right.
I mean, if you're going to tear the walls out of the hotel and stuff, at least have some notoriety. All right. Well, listen, man, you guys have a great afternoon, and we'll talk with you later.
Appreciate it, East. 272-9228. This part of the program, brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And there at Alabama Home Mortgage, Kim Williams, as well as the lovely and talented Madeline Cannon, they can help you with your first-time home purchase, or could be it's not your first rodeo. They still are, incredibly trusted there. They've earned their reputation at Alabama Home Mortgage. And it's because they actually sit down with you. They actually get to know you, get to know your goals in owning a home. And whatever your price point, whatever your budget, they can walk you every step of the way, all the way to closing day, from pre-approval to closing day. And they're really just great, easy people to work with. No surprises on those closing days. Or maybe you're looking to refinance. Right now, that's a great idea. Even with higher interest rates in the mortgage market, better to pay 8, 9, 10% even on a mortgage than it is 15, 20. I saw a credit card offer over 30% APR the other day.
Who knows where the Fed's going with interest rates?
Right. So if you are stuck under a mountain of credit card debt or any type of debt, refinancing is a great option, and they can help you there at Alabama Home Mortgage. Do just that. So check them out today. You can always call Kim and her team at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. You can also visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender. Let's hit a break. Be right back. Cranky, Randall, you'll hold your positions. 272-9228 if you want to call in.
Know whether he's coming or going. But whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
It's our biggest, fattest, zeroest event ever. Well, that's what it is. The Big Fat Zero event at the all-new Toyota of Montgomery. Buy a new Toyota with zero money down, 0% APR financing, zero payments till next year. What can be better?
Winning the lottery?
Sure, but then you'd have to pay a lot of taxes, pay your family, pay for a lawyer.
I prefer the Big Fat Zero.
Of course, because when you buy a new Toyota from Toyota of Montgomery, you don't pay a penny down, a penny in interest, and not a penny till 2024. Get to the Big Fat Zero event and at Toyota of Montgomery, online at toyotamontgomery.com.
$0 down on select new vehicles. 0% APR financing on select new 2023 vehicles with approved credit through dealer preferred lender with $100K financing limit. Maximum payment of $1,000 per month through 2024 plus tax, title, license, and $995 doc fee. May not be combined with some offers. Ends 8/31/2023.
This is Evan Bass for Montgomery Men's Health. When you started your relationship, you probably never thought about erectile dysfunction impacting the life you have with the one you love. You see, ED doesn't just have physical effects. It has psychological effects as well. If you have it, like millions of men do, you likely know exactly what I'm talking about. ED affects your attitude, your confidence, your outlook on life. But what you may not know is that it could also affect your partner. It's hard for guys to talk about, and a lot of times the partner blames himself. And that's not something you want in your relationship. Now's the time to call us and do something about your ED, even if other treatments haven't worked, especially if you haven't talked about it before. Montgomery Men's Health treats ED in low T. Our urologists and providers offer a variety of treatments and treatment combinations that are geared toward results. So call us today. Your initial appointment is $99 and includes a hormone lab panel. Call 334-440-3663 or go to montgomerymenshealth.com.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group. Here's your Real Estate Minute. What's the secret behind selling your home fast and selling it for fair market value or above? There's no secret, but here's some suggestions that I've learned over 46 years in the real estate business. First, price it right. Based on other sales in your neighborhood, what should it sell for? Second, make sure all the little and big repairs you may have put off all get done before you put it on the market. Third, consider making some improvements to your house first, repainting inside and out, updating the flooring, professionally clean the whole house. Fourth, consider helping the buyer with a portion of closing costs and providing a warranty too. Number 5, don't try to do this on your own. Hire a professional realtor to provide facts, tips in selling, and guidance all the way through the transaction. Also work with the best realtors from the Goodson Group, fully trained, service-oriented folks. Call Bo Goodson 221-2883 or the Goodson Group 551-0225.
Hey, we're talking to Tammy. Tammy, why does everybody loves Mama's Produce?
Goodness, there's a whole lot of reasons to love Mama's Produce. We got ice cream. Man, have we got some fresh peas. We've got fresh limas. We've got watermelons, tomatoes. There's a whole lot of reasons to love Mama's.
And Tammy, I understand you got some fantastic watermelons.
Actually, right now I've got in some yellow meat, some sugar babies, some seedless, and I've got some Jubilees that just came in.
And of course, Tammy, you keep everybody up to date on your Facebook page.
We try to stay engaged on Facebook, and if I don't answer you on Facebook or Messenger, I'll sit down at the end of the day and go through them.
Tammy, that sounds good. Now tell us where you are.
We're at 1154 South Memorial Drive in Prattville. It's about a half a mile south of the Midtown McDonald's, attached to Prattville Farm Center and right across from Kick Enterprise. Yep, we close at 5:30 Monday through Friday and Saturday at 2.
Everybody loves Mama's.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by JB Windows and Siding. Call Jones Brothers. You'll be glad you did.
JB Windows and Siding has what you're looking for. Rich Thomas Weather.
This August heat and humidity is sometimes fuel for some rather strong storms at times. We've got a marginal severe weather risk today with a high temperature up to about 94, triple-digit heat indices, and a very generous supply of those hit-or-miss storms, especially in the afternoon and evening hours, damaging wind gusts possible in some of the stronger storms. They fade out overnight, low 76. Tomorrow and Friday, highs in the upper 90s. Could be some widely scattered storms Thursday, maybe a little bit more numerous on Friday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
For the lowest prices around on flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies, Budget Floors and More is your new best friend. Luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, floor installation supplies, and more with prices lower than the big box stores. Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey to Publix.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online, the River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Let's go right to the phones at 272-9228 and talk to Cranky. Hey, Cranky, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Well, I just found out that the Washington Post did say my name, so I appreciate the credit.
All right. Yeah, that's such a great paper. But hey, you know what? They got good circulation.
Well, and actually the breaking news out of this is Jim Kittrell, he told me this is not a black or white thing. I think he was talking about his crew and the people that didn't like what they saw. Apparently he's subsequently now given an interview to the Daily Beast, and here's the quote. He says, all he did, talking about his deckhand, his first mate, Damien, all he did was move their boat 3 feet. It makes no sense to have 6 people try to beat the snot out of you just because they moved their boat up a few feet. In my opinion, the attack on Damien was racially motivated, says the captain to the Daily Beast.
That's different from what I heard Monday, but whatever. Hey, listen, Scott just told me that he, since Eddie is in abstention now, that he's got the safe. It's a climate-controlled vault that they've got ordered, and they're trying to figure out how to get it upstairs over there to keep your robe and your scepter temperature-controlled and secure while you're on the air. And he also said that he was going to spin up for your bumper music. It's hard to be humble when you're perfect in every way.
Well, that's only the first page of my 100-page writer, so I'm glad he didn't tell you everything.
So you're going to be talking about a raise real soon, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
No, hey, listen, all kidding aside, I know that you're kind of shy about that kind of thing, and don't blow it off. God gave you a gift, and I think you know deep down that he did, and you've been doing nothing but spit polishing since Dan hired you on, and look where you are now. So when somebody says, attaboy, just, God gave you a gift, and if you don't acknowledge it and say, yeah, that's right, doesn't mean you got to have a big head about it, and you never would. But, if you kind of blow it off and say, I don't really have, you're basically telling God he didn't give you a gift. So think about it that way. It's okay. Just like a good-looking woman takes a compliment, doesn't mean, she can have a big head about it or not. It's up to her. But, take the compliment and appreciate it, appreciate the gift, and thank the one that gave it to you. And we appreciate what you're doing.
Well, thank you.
Keeping it real.
Thank you.
And I cannot believe that I waited this long on hold to actually say something nice. There's something wrong with me. I need to go get some mental help. But
yeah, you're not living up to your name, Cranky.
No. Hey, listen, you guys take care. And Eddie, if you're listening, you guys have fun and travel safe. And we'll see you soon.
Appreciate you. Thanks. Always love a call from Cranky. And let's go to Randall. Hey, Randall.
Hello, fella. About time me to take a trip to X-Out Repair. Can't hardly hear out of my daggone phone again.
Well, they should be able to fix it, man.
He does it twice a year at least. This will be twice this year already. But who did he say moved the boat 3 feet? Because I'm gonna tell you, the people fighting never got to move the boat. Somebody else moved that boat. You don't show in the video who actually moved the boat. And speaking of protect the cover, they had 2 other boats there that family did. That wasn't the only boat they had there. They had 2 more, one pontoon and one center console, like a kind of deep sea fishing thing. There's a center console boat. It was tied up to the side of the pontoon boat. That would be, I guess, south of where the one that had the cover over there. So that's 2 things that don't make no sense. You know what I mean? The fighting, the second fight was around the other pontoon boat, not around the one that the whole hula was about. So who moved it? I never heard him say who moved it.
From what he told me on Monday, what Captain Jim told me, is that he got the pedal boat operator to take a few of his deckhands off the Harriet 2 to the shore to move the boat. One of them was Damien, the first mate, and I think a couple other guys. So, and I think they were mad at Damien because he's the one leading Hayward, and he was trying. You can kind of see in the tape he's trying to explain this is what we're doing.
And the dude that had the chair in his hand, he's gonna made an interview on a podcast on a radio show that, and
he was charged, right? He's been arrested and charged.
Well, they were saying looking for him with the super sleuth, the one that was over the girl who went missing.
Mm-hmm.
They said they found, that's where I found the page at. They call him New Red or Old Red or something like that. That's his nickname. And I forgot. You can click on his Facebook page, but they had the little clip of him speaking. And this is paraphrasing, but they asked him what was he thinking when he had that chair in his hand when he hit that lady. He said all he thought about was how Rosa Parks about her seat, so he was giving her a seat, and that's what he said on the interview.
Classic.
And they laughed and carried on. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure they may have charged him, but I mean, they said they wanted to talk to him. I saw that in a clip, but I ain't never saw what they charged him at. So I ain't sure about that one, Joy. I know they said they wanted to talk to him. I read that part. So I don't know why I don't know how everybody got away from him. That, you know what I mean? I seen a picture of a bunch of people in handcuffs, but undoubtedly the one, they want to talk to didn't. So But anyway, I just want to throw that 2 cents in. I'd like to know who moved the boat. I'd love somebody to say, hey, I can see you on video who moved the boat, because I don't see it. And it sure ain't none of the deckhands and people who got off that boat that helped, that was doing the fight. None of the people with the blue shirts, I didn't see none of them move it. It just all of a sudden, supposedly it's moved, and she gets back in there and docks again. But I never see the part two again. You just don't. You got to push that. You can't just get on and drive it. You got to take that protective cover off from the front. You got to work it from the front to the back. So you can't just sit in and drive it out of the way. So you had to push the boat out of the way. And you talking about the Alabama River and the way that thing was facing, they had to push the boat upriver. So that's another thing that's in my mind. How they push that boat upriver like that? That don't make no sense.
Muscle,
that's a Swift river. I hear you. If you find out, I'll pay you. You send it to me. If you can show me who moved the boat, I'd love. That is killing me. That is blowing a hole in my heart, because there's too many cameras just not to see who moved the boat. Way too many.
Well,
so anyway, all right, brother. Hey, you on your way. You always do it, but hey, it don't hurt to have God's help every now and then, does it?
Indeed.
Love you, boy.
Appreciate it, Randall.
See you.
272-9228. Got to hit a quick break here, folks. Hopefully we'll have Michael Cohen of Cohen's Electronics and Appliances after the break.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. If you're looking for waterproof carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl plank, or ceramic tile, call us today for your free measurement.
During Prattville Carpet's summer sale, you can get Mohawk waterproof flooring, regularly priced at $11 per foot installed, right now priced at $7 per foot installed. That's huge summer savings. And get interest-free financing for up to 12 months with approved credit. Call 285-8117 or visit PrattvilleCarpet.com.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
When news happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. Let's go right to the phones. As promised, we have Michael Cohen from Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Michael, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Joey. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's been a crazy news cycle so far this week.
Yes.
Yeah,
when you thought it couldn't go any worse, it does.
Yeah, to put it mildly, well, I'm thinking that we need to talk about Cohen's, that little small business you got there. I mean, little. You're close to 65 plus years now, right?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
I think we were incorporated, I want to say in September, but I'm not really sure.
That's amazing. And for folks who haven't put two and two together, this goes all the way back to it used to be called the Record Shop?
It was the Record Shop, and as far as I know, we were in Normandale, but my dad, before Normandale, had a store on Dexter Avenue. A little 10-by-10 location. Somewhere near where the power company is today.
Well, and the fact that a lot of folks have brought that up with me, that you've had literally generations shopping with your family and generations trusting y'all, it shows why you survive and continue to survive. Because, really, I'm sorry.
Well, it's really neat when parents bring their kids in here to go shopping. Sometimes you have kids that have moved to town, and then the parents have retired, and they're following their children, and then the kids are bringing the parents in, telling them that this is the place you need to shop. And, we've been very blessed, and, we're just very thankful for all of the good word that word of mouth advertising that is out there.
Well, and with all the technological changes, especially in your industry, with online and big box stores and all that, y'all are still able to survive because you got the great products, but it's that service after the sale.
Well, that's right. I mean, everything is, although it's supposed to be easier, it's actually become more complicated to operate, and even more complicated to make choices. So, I think that's one of our fortes, is that we are patient with our customers, and we do try to help them make the right decision, and then we're going to help stand behind it if things go south.
Well, folks, you can always go to thinkcohens.com to see their incredible selection, or give them a call at 277-8890. It's 277-8890. Or you can always stop by the Boulevard, 2515 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery. And when are you all open today?
We're open until 6, Monday through Friday. We're open until 4 on Saturdays. We just want to try to help you.
Well, there you go. Well, I appreciate the time, Michael. We'll talk again soon.
Take care.
Again, that's Michael Cohen of Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Be sure to tell him, you heard about him here on News and Views in the afternoon. More News and Views after this top of the hour break.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Fires are burning structures in the historic town Lahaina on the island of Maui, forcing evacuations and leading some to flee to the relative safety of the ocean, where they were rescued by the Coast Guard. County spokesperson Mahina Martin says the fire is widespread in Lahaina, including on Front Street. That's a popular tourist destination. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says he spoke with Senator Dianne Feinstein. That's after she fell in her home and went to the hospital for a short time. Schumer says the 90-year-old Democratic California senator suffered no injuries and went to the hospital as a precaution. Feinstein announced that this year she will not seek re-election in 2024. On Wall Street, the Dow is now up 10 points, but the Nasdaq down 55. This is SRN News.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-0141. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-583-0141. That's 800-583-0141. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Truckers, if you are looking for green grass, contact Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. In business since 1959 and still growing. Call today, 855-777-9785.
Rich Thomas weather.
This August heat and humidity is sometimes fuel for some rather strong storms at times. We've got a marginal severe weather risk today with a high temperature up to about 94, triple-digit heat indices, and a very generous supply of those hit-or-miss storms, especially in the afternoon and evening hours, damaging wind gusts possible in some of the stronger storms. They fade out overnight, low 76. Tomorrow and Friday, highs in the upper 90s. Could be some widely scattered storms Thursday, maybe a little bit more numerous on Friday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
For the lowest prices around on flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies, Budget Floors and More is your new best friend. Luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, floor installation supplies, and more with prices lower than the big box stores. Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey to Publix.
1819 News.
The recent promise from Donald Trump to help Alabama by providing funding for the expansion of Interstate 65 should he win the White House in 2024 is now bringing out criticism of a current interstate project. State Senator Chris Elliott believes that Governor Ivey should rethink the West Alabama Corridor project, considering the price tag that this construction will take. It'll be $1 billion. Elliott says the state will have to borrow money against the future gas tax revenue in order to complete this job. He says this will further affect the state's financial position and ability to fund other long-term infrastructure projects that need immediate attention. Elliott told 1819 News that with Lieutenant Governor Will Ainsworth now pushing for the Interstate 65 expansion and Donald Trump getting behind it, he thinks Governor Ivey should rethink the priorities that are coming from the Alabama Department of Transportation right now. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Are you enjoying 1819 News? If so, consider joining 1819 News as a member. As a nonprofit news organization, we depend on the support of Alabamians like you. Memberships start out as little as $5 a month, and you'll get access to exclusive content only offered to our members. You'll be supporting independent journalism done by people who cherish Alabama values. Become a member today by visiting 1819news.com and clicking Become a Member. That's 1819news.com and click Become a Member today.
A Montgomery man is sentenced to 10 years in prison for illegally owning ammunition and shooting a firearm at a funeral. A federal judge sentenced 42-year-old Gerald Little for the disruption that occurred at a memorial service in 2021 at Fort Deposit. Little fired the gun at 4 family members, killing the brother of the deceased man. Little was already a convicted felon and prohibited from owning a firearm. It will be up to the state of Alabama to prosecute Little for murder. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Looking for a new career with flexible hours, competitive pay, generous paid time off, and countless benefits? Then visit us at our job fair for the Riverside Marketplace at Wind Creek, Wetumpka from 2 to 7 p.m. on Tuesdays, August 15th and 22nd, and Thursday, September 7th at the Entertainment Center. Can't make it? No problem. You can also visit our Career Center at Wind Creek, Wetumpka from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. Kickstart your new career today.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. 272-9228, as the big announcer voice said, if you want to get in on the conversation. And shifting gears here to a little bit of politicking that's going on. I love these laments from former squish Republicans, people that had it cozy and good in D.C. for years. All of a sudden, now that, people are changing their mind, that there's an actual political realignment going on in this nation, well, they're just so sad about the awful state of the Republican Party. Now, I remember these same lectures after, say, Mitt Romney lost in 2012. I remember these same lectures around the same time as the John McCain-Barack Obama contest in 2008. As long as I've been alive, I've heard these lectures and seen it used as a cynical political ploy. But no, everybody's supposed to have amnesia. Everybody's supposed to forget. You're supposed to think that the only reason we have division and especially distrust in public institutions in this country is because of one man, Donald John Trump.
I'm really rich.
But it's nonsense. You're ascribing way too much power to the fella. And in particular, this idea that, well, we don't have public trust in public institutions because of people like Donald Trump. You're just dumb. You're just really... Use your eyes. Open your eyes. See what the outcomes have been from Republican and Democrat leadership over the last 20, 30 years. People don't trust the institutions because they have eyes. You don't have to vote for Donald John Trump to not trust the institutions either. And you'll notice that they're giving RFK Jr. the same heavy-handed treatment. No, it's not about Trump, but they like to pretend it is. Especially people that long called themselves Republicans and then started to get a bad taste in their mouth. Well, I can't. So this particular example I want to give is from a retired conservative judge, story by Mediaites, Ken Meyer. And the judge declares that American democracy is in grave peril because there is no Republican Party. Or maybe there actually is a different Republican Party, one that actually means what it says, just maybe, and has no problem looking at the thing you built over 120 years with your progressive movement and going, wouldn't it be nice if we knocked it down in 4? Because it's not just an ideological daydream, it's needed. The house that is American government is old, decrepit. The wiring's bad. The plumbing doesn't make any damn sense. We need a massive overhaul and renovation. And folks want to have all these detailed plans after the fact. But no, I think we just need a wrecking ball. Then we can start building things back even more so. And I think what you'll find if you just knock things down, even progressives will go, well, yeah, we don't even need that back anymore. It's kind of like when pulled out of Afghanistan. You get a few war hawks that say, oh, well, we got to have that over-the-horizon capability. I'm worried about terrorism again, boys. 20 years wasn't enough to actually solve the problem. But how many people in Washington, D.C. now that we actually got out after 2 decades are seriously saying, let's get back into Afghanistan? I think there are a lot of agencies in government. I think there are a lot of so-called public institutions that are the same exact way. They only live off their inertia, that they've been there, so they're going to be there tomorrow, and they'll be there again and again and again. Tomorrow, and tomorrow. So here is this retired judge. Let's listen in together.
People to remember, Mr. Secretary, you're a Democrat, Judge Ludig, you're a Republican, and you're working together on this. This is very bipartisan. Judge Ludig, we will all remember when you testified before the January 6th.
Okay, I got to pause it there. Now, because bipartisan doesn't mean squat. Bipartisanship has been for decades in D.C. now a large warfare state and a large welfare state. Hey, boomers, the gravy train is running dry. This ain't the 70s or the 80s or certainly not the 90s anymore. You spent it all. There's not enough to go around anymore. But if we just get together with a little bipartisanship, everything will just be hunky-dory. Yeah, sure. Let's keep going.
Commission, and you called Donald Trump, quote, a clear and present danger to American democracy. He is now 3 times indicted, potentially 4. He is by far the Republican frontrunner. Do you think he is still a clear and present danger to American democracy?
I do, Poppy. More so today than he was last summer when I testified before the Congress of the United States, for these obvious reasons. The former president has continued to insist and persist in his false claim that he had won the 2020 presidential election and that it was stolen from him. And his Republican allies and the Republican Party have joined him in that persistent claim to this day. So for the 2.5 years since January 6th, these false claims have corrupted American democracy. They've corrupted American elections, and they've corrupted the perception of the American people in America herself. This must come to a conclusion, and the trials of the former president now will become, together with the events of January 6th, the singular, infamous events in American history, whereby a former president of the United States, for the first time in American history, is prosecuted and tried for grave offenses against the United States of America, at the same time that he is running again for the presidency of the United States as the presumptive Republican nominee for the presidency.
Judge, you told our colleague Jamie Gangel after the latest indictment came down last week, these are as grave offenses against the United States as a president could commit, save possibly treason. Just to remind our viewers, you are a conservative's conservative. Trump is winning by a mile in the polls. Republican officials are lining up behind him. What do you think has happened to your party?
I'm not a political person, Poppy, and frankly, I don't care about the Republican Party at all, except to the extent that the two political parties in America are the political guardians of democracy in our country. American democracy simply cannot function without two equally healthy and equally strong political parties.
Okay, equally healthy and equally strong political parties. To me, that sounds like, well, what we really want and what people like this former very conservative judge and so many other like prim and proper people that just find Trump distasteful. You know, longtime political commentators. They, what they mean by a healthy, strong parties, two parties, is actually one uniparty. They want the old Washington consensus. Guys, it's over. You screwed the pooch. And what you're actually complaining about is not two parties not existing. What you're complaining about is we actually might have a real division and debate in this country. That you don't just have a bunch of Republican lapdogs that act at best like a brake on the progressives. And yet the progressives still get what they want after, well, let's pump the brakes. Let's be backseat drivers. We don't even have our foot on the brake. You can just suggest when to stop. Well, there are a lot of people who are tired of that. And there are a lot of people who are tired of the lectures of almighty democracy like it's God itself. Well, you don't follow the Constitution at all. Especially on the biggest questions like war. And you've been screwing over people of all walks of life, especially in the lower rungs, for generations now, and somehow you've convinced them it's a service. So thank God the Republican Party is not up to this guy's liking. It's guys like this who had us losing for so long. And I don't know what the outcome's going to be. I don't think a Republican victory in every way is going to solve the nation's problems or bring the nation together. But one thing I do know is the old Washington consensus, the old Washington uniparty, this corrupt oligarchy that runs this country is just that corrupt. And they're now willing to prosecute people to the fullest extent of the law to get them to shut up, if defaming them in all sorts of ways doesn't work first. And again, it's not just about Donald John Trump. If Trump falls off the scene, DeSantis will be worse than Trump. RFK Jr. will be worse than Trump. Anybody who challenges this old, decrepit, corrupt power structure will be deemed enemy number one. And they'll drape their language in the liberty and democracy. We're keeping the world safe. It's crap. The game is over. So you need to admit it. And let's come up with a new solution. And a new, say, agreement or covenant. I think it's called for. Or you can just, invade. You're very good at it. Telling the hubris is just unreal, over the top. 272-9228. Oh, look at all these calls rolling in. Let's do a risky click. Line 3, you're on there. Who's this?
Oh, you just took a big risk. Oh my. This is Blair.
Hey, Blair, how are you?
I'm great, and I enjoyed Friday night. It was wonderful.
It was good.
Went by myself and had a ball. I saw Scott. Listen, I'm curious. Ditto to everything you just said. Who is that old fool that was talking? I just got in the car from work.
Believe his name is J. Michael Luttig. Or Luttig.
Who the hell is that?
It's almost like, who the hell is Perry Johnson?
Why do I care what he thinks? All I care about is what I think and the people that love America. And there used to be callers that would call Rush Limbaugh and they would say, well, you know, I've been a Republican for a long, long time, but, and then they'd throw some crap in there, you know. And he had a name for it, and I can't remember what he called them, but he knew that they were fakes. Anyway, that's what I wanted to know, who he was.
Oh, I appreciate it,
Blair.
Blair.
He does not speak for me, but you do, Joey.
Thank you, Blair. 272-9228. Ole Miss, welcome.
Afternoon. I was listening, was able to listen for a few minutes, and you said something that struck me, and most people haven't realized it. You said that they need to reorganize and come on stronger, you know, readjust the party. Well, that's what Obama did. What, 12 years ago, 16 years ago now? And look how far he's gone. I mean, the Republicans are wetting their britches. The only person that has stood up to him since Reagan is Trump. And they've got all Republicans falling in line. They're changing the face of America. It's too late. They already have. I mean, when you can predict the election and it's won and you wake up and, no, we got 1.5 million mail-in ballots all at one time. We won. And that's,
see, I think we have then a fundamental disagreement then, Ole Miss. I think a lot of what we're seeing are insecurities. That they used to be so strong, they had most people convinced that, well, I'm a liberal, I watch NBC. Well, I'm a conservative, I watch CBS. Like, they had people within this bubble for 100 years. And I think what we're seeing now is actual competition in the media space and politics, and they're not happy about it. So they're reacting in a heavy-handed way. And don't get me wrong, I agree with you that they're still incredibly powerful and can pull off a lot of things.
You had a Republican Party with a spine. Now all they are is a bunch of sycophants. The Democrats tell them we're doing this, and they bend over and say, go right ahead. I don't care. You've got one or two DeSantis's that are raising Cain and making everybody feel good, but they aren't doing squat. But on the other hand, the conservatives are sitting on their laurels. The liberals are pushing Joe Biden as far as they can get with anything because they know he's through. Nobody wants him. They're already lining up their next one for 2024. It's not going to be Biden, I can guarantee it. But my point is, they've already reorganized and started. We are 15 years behind. We're not catching up. I'm at that point where I've seen the light. You know, there's not enough Republicans with cojones in power. They want money, not to represent, you know, America. And when we reelected the lady who was recommended by the last senator who had been there for 180 years, of course they wanted her elected because she knew just who was paying him. Now she'll be the one getting paid, and they'll still get what they want.
Well, we'll see how it works out.
You made a point, made me open my eyes when you stated it like you did. They started a long time before the Republican Party, and the Republican Party never got their stuff together.
Right, exactly. I think we're now actually seeing daylight and seeing a system that lasted for a while and did great things. I don't knock the people who came before me. They're now just doing awful things. Like, you know, creating viruses that get spread around the world or debasing the people's savings and just...
Well, how about setting up a Chinese lab in California so they can weaponize, you know, more COVID? Is that what we're going to get, but from America this time, and they're going to spread it all over the world and blame us?
Not to mention all the undeclared...
We'll repay the world.
All the undeclared wars and all the, you know, military obligations. It's almost like keeping the world safe for democracy. It requires world domination, which I don't think is going to end with liberty.
It'd be a good idea for America to just fold up all this free crap we're giving everybody, concentrate on our poor, our veterans, our homeless, and I'd say 10 years from now, we'll open up America, we'll have a whole lot better America, and then we'll worry about everybody else.
Appreciate the call, miss.
Take care.
Let's go to line 4. You're on there. Who's this?
You.
Hey.
Wow. This is Duke.
Hey, Duke. How you doing?
Hey. How's it going, friend?
Well, I'm doing good. I've got my protection, though. Hold on.
Huh?
Hold on. For folks watching on the live stream, I went You'd probably be proud of me, Duke. I went and I bought a folding chair.
Yeah? What you gonna do with it?
Oh, nothing. Just probably sit on it.
Or you gonna try to bust that in the mouth when you get back with it?
Oh, I'm not a violent person. I'd much rather suffer an injustice than commit one. No, seriously, if like it could save the country, I'll let people like sacrifice me on national television. I'll drink the hemlock, or you can off me however way. Well, if you need a scapegoat to get over yourselves, I'll serve the price. All right.
Okay. But what's all this hoop hall about? You know, everybody patting you on the back and carrying on. You don't want a lottery or something by creeping across the state line or something to get a ticket or something? Because you sure didn't do it in the state of Alabama.
I thought we were friends.
You won the lottery or something? I mean,
sometimes I know you're cutting up, you're joking around. Sometimes it's just hurtful, man.
I heard somebody say you need to put a pin or something in here. You walk through a door like a balloon or something like that.
No, it was surreal that because of it's not anything I did other than put it on the internet. But Captain of the Harriet II called my show on Monday and gave his breakdown of what he saw. And so that interview has now been picked up by Fox News, by the Washington Post, by a bunch of other. Inside Edition used some of the audio. Like I was seeing me and seeing what we did on Monday all over the place. A little surreal.
Oh, so you big time now, right?
Oh, right.
Look out now. Woo!
Though I'm checking out. I don't have Fox, but people are like, you should see it. Brett Baer, the show just mentioned you. I just saw you on there. Like,
but the messed up thing about it, Fox News. I mean, hey, you can't trust what they say over there. Hey, they get you, what they $700 something million or something. The whole
can't trust any of them, dude.
Yeah, you can't trust them. But
I mean, what do you think of the mayor of this dear city going on, say, with like Joy Reid of MSNBC?
Yeah, I saw that too, and old Reid, both of them Reeds, wasn't it?
Yeah, Reid and Reid.
Yeah. But he had to tiptoe around some of those questions. I noticed kind of.
They were a bit loaded, and I give him credit that he said we don't have any evidence of a hate crime up to that degree yet.
And to me now, I hadn't been on here in a while. I talk about race with you white guys and girls and everything.
Sure.
But that wasn't about race. It just happened to be white folks and black folks who ran upon each other that day. And from my experience now, the white guy gonna call you the N-word, and we got a few chosen words we're gonna call you guys. But the white gonna call you the N-word. You get ready for that. When we get locked up, it's coming out. But that's understood at that moment. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's not go there. Call it's about race. But one thing about white folks now, the white guys I've trained over the years, they don't like to take orders from black folks for some reason. I experienced that now. What do you say, Joey?
Would you consider these folks college educated?
I don't know what they are, but but to be that bold nowadays, to take a swing at somebody nowadays, that boldly. I mean, now
Duke. Let's say something I normally wouldn't say on air because it's kind of inside baseball talking about the show. But I've been doing this for 12 years now on talk radio. Most of it sitting in the background just listening, being a producer for Dan, for Greg, all these folks over the years. And there's plenty of racist people out there in this country, and even around these parts. But most of the time, when I hear folks start, whether it's, Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman, or you can pick, Michael Brown and Ferguson, or you can pick some other event that's, not quite as awful as those. When I hear people going back and forth with each other, white folks, black folks, oftentimes it comes down to some people are just stupid. And they don't know how to process information very well.
Right. And luckily now, a lot of more people didn't get knocked in the water because, they wasn't no real fight to me. They wrestling and carrying on. Man,
did you notice, though, when the guy first took a swing at Damien, the first mate, that Damien took a step back, threw his hat in the air like he was throwing a flag?
That little boy said his own now. See, that's what that was about right there. Took his head like old bull right quick.
And I think what happened is the other guys, the pontooners, the white pontooners, saw their guy getting whooped. Like, well, we got to help him.
Old boy had a chokehold on him for a minute. Well, man, you know, it shouldn't have went as far as it did.
Right.
You know, the media covering it the way it is nationwide, man. I mean, come on. Now, y'all should have put the little 8-year-old kid on TV. Let that be next in the news. The little 8-year-old boy riding around town in his Cooperville, you know?
Yeah.
Better deal,
No, that's
you know?
it's also I appreciate Captain Jim. He said when he called on the show on Monday that have you ever been on the Harriet II, Duke?
I'm not going.
No, Harriet II's fantastic.
I don't do water.
No, that's I hear you. If you got that phobia, but
deep sea fishing trip broke me up from going on the water. I couldn't see land anymore, so nope, never again, buddy.
Well, but the great thing about the Harriet II, he was describing how it's the love boat, and it's people old, young, black, white, and people usually leave that boat, you know, knowing each other, at least having a good time. And I've done that cruise around the river on the Harriet II 3-4 times, and that's exactly been my experience. And it's just a shame that people think, well, just another example of how bad race relations are in the country. I'm like, go any other Saturday to the Harriet II. Like, yeah, I'm sure they're idiots and they're people who don't like each other, but most folks are doing just fine. Goodness.
But back to the white guy. White guy's hard-headed when they get drunk anyway, because they sit there and talk trash to the police. I heard them do it, you know. You don't know who the hell I am? You know, all that old crap.
What, did they yell, this is Trump country?
Now, back to Trump now. You almost let me slide off here without saying something about that, mister.
Damn, almost did it.
Man, that was totally sick this Friday. Y'all woke up early in the morning, boy. I heard some bootlicking going on early in the morning. Yeah, turn the TV on, and everybody started early, and then the radio, boy, y'all just went on and on and on and on and on. I said, man, I'm quite sure half of them not going to church Sunday because they having their Jesus today. That's what it was like, Joey. Y'all had y'all Jesus Day, boy. Trump need to be one of those evangelist preachers, go around with those tents and all. That's where he'll make his money at, right there. Because y'all are following now. Y'all follow this man out there, y'all. Ooh, boy, it's rough on y'all.
We just need one more indictment, and the election's over.
Oh, Trump. Ain't no use in that, Donald. How you doing, Donald? You doing all right, bro?
I'm doing all right. What's your name, Duke? Is that your real name?
I didn't get a chance to hang out with you, man. What's up, man? Come on.
Well, you know, I was talking to Ron DeSanctimonious years ago. He came to me with tears in his eyes, if you believe that, Duke. Yeah, I know it sounds ridiculous, but tears in his eyes. I didn't know who he was.
You should have busted him between the eyes, probably, Donald. You know.
And you know, can you imagine Joe Biden? Excuse me. Can you imagine Joe Biden having to deal with Xi Jinping, you know, China, the president? And he's a smart guy. And you know, people hit me because I said he's smart because he's a dictator. What, he is smart. You try running 1.4 billion
I tell you
people.
what, Donald. You make it through all of this stuff. I was thinking about running as your running mate.
Well, I'll consider it, Duke. I'll consider it.
Now, me and you both we get some stuff stirred up in the country, boy. I tell you. What you think?
Well, you know what made me smile, Duke, and I do got to hit this break. Jack Campbell got to have a picture with Trump. And, you know, people love Trump, and you can love or hate those people for loving him or hating him, whatever. But it made me smile to see my friend get that picture with Trump. And
send me a picture of that one now. I want a picture of that one now.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm going to, 'cause I like Jack. So I'm going to hold my nose and hold that one in my hand and look at it on the phone.
Well, I really appreciate the call, Duke.
Yes. All right.
Bye. 272-9228. I gotta hit this break now. But first, this part of the program brought to you by New Look Decorating Center. And there at New Look Decorating, Brett Lanham, the manager, as well as that great team of paint specialists they put together, including Jordan and Katie. You might even see Brian Carr, the owner. He's also a paint specialist in his own right. And they can help you with those Benjamin Moore paint and stain supplies to get the job done. Could be you're doing it yourself. Well, they can give you tips and tricks so you do it yourself the right way the first time. Could be you're contracting out the job. You want to repaint the whole exterior of your home, let's say. Well, they know all the contractors, all the painters in town. Or if you already have a painter in mind, the first question you need to ask them is, do you buy your paint at New Look? It's a good judge of who you're dealing with. And of course, it's not just paint and stain supplies there. If you're interested in wallpaper and fabrics, the password is Katie. Ask for Katie. She's the wallpaper specialist there, and she can help you out. So check them out today. You won't be the first, and you certainly won't be the last. They're a 40-year local business there at New Look Decorating Center. You can always call them at 271-0007. That's 271-0007. Or go to newlookdecoratingcenter.com. But the best way to work with these folks, stop by their showroom, 6237 Atlanta Highway, right where Bell Road dead ends to Atlanta Highway. You'll see it there in all its glory. Benjamin Moore's New Look Decorating Center. And be sure to tell those fine folks there that, well, you heard about them here on News and Views in the afternoon. More news and views, well, after this.
Joey Clark.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Picture this. A serene, tranquil resting place surrounded by nature's beauty. A place where memories are cherished and loved ones are forever remembered. We're talking about your final resting place, and it's never too early to start planning for it. Pineview Memorial Gardens in Wetumpka has been family owned and operated for over 55 years. We understand the importance of pre-need planning. You can make decisions that reflect your personal wishes. You can choose the perfect location, whether it's a serene garden, a peaceful mausoleum, or a place in our cremation wall. Pre-need planning alleviates the burden from your loved ones during a time of grief. By planning ahead, you can secure today's prices, protecting yourself and your family from future cost increases. So why wait? Contact Pineview Memorial Gardens in Wetumpka today. Your final resting place should be a reflection of your unique journey. Take control of your future and make pre-need planning a priority. Pineview Memorial Gardens in Wetumpka, where memories live on.
It's our biggest, fattest, zeroest event ever. Well, that's what it is. The Big Fat Zero event at the all-new Toyota of Montgomery. Buy a new Toyota with zero money down, 0% APR financing, zero payments till next year. What can be better?
Winning the lottery?
Sure, but then you'd have to pay a lot of taxes, pay your family, pay for a lawyer.
I prefer the Big Fat Zero.
Of course! Because when you buy a new Toyota from Toyota of Montgomery, you don't pay a penny down, a penny in interest, and not a penny till 2024. Get to the Big Fat Zero event and at Toyota of Montgomery. Online at toyotamontgomery.com.
$0 down on select new vehicles. 0% APR financing on select new 2023 vehicles with approved credit through dealer preferred lender with $100K financing limit. Maximum payment of $1,000 per month through 2024 plus tax, title, license, and $995 doc fee. May not be combined with some offers. Ends 8/31/2023.
This is your roving reporter, and today I'm talking with a famous broadcaster.
Hey man, what's happening?
Now, I understand you radio people move a lot, is that correct?
Yeah, sometimes.
Well, how does this affect your taking care of your retirement money?
Oh man, I don't give that a second thought because my buddy David Ernest, he's my money man.
Your money man?
With the money plan.
I see.
So no matter where I go up and down the dial, David has my back, you know?
I'll bet you know some phone numbers our listeners could call to talk with David Ernest.
334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839.
And he has a website at retirewithernest.com.
Hey, you're on top of it today, man.
I also understand that you hold some sort of a record in broadcasting.
Yes. I was the first person to put together a show with myself, a duck, a chicken, and a goose. But it didn't last long. We got taken off the air.
Why were you taken off the air?
Too much foul language, man.
Oh, my.
So I wasn't crazy about that one myself.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com. This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
And the others are at like 12. One is at 12. I think that's the Sanctimonious, but he's rapidly being caught by Ramaswamy. Who's good? No, Christie's, he's eating right now. He can't be bothered. Sir, please do not call him a fat pig. That's very disrespectful. Don't call him. See, I'm trying to be nice. Don't call him a fat pig. You can't do it.
Donald John Trump. Only he can really pull off that sort of thing. But still kind of funny. Especially at Chris Christie's expense. Let's go to the phones and talk to Brian at 272-9228. Hey, Brian.
Hey, Joey, it's Brian. Brian Kilmeade of Fox and Friends.
I will fight you. We've had this conversation.
I saw you on the news. Your rocket ship is taking off. Your career is on fire.
Something like that. Something's
now,
on
listen,
fire.
If you come to New York and you need a roommate, I'd love to live with you. We could be roomies.
No.
Love you, boy.
Brian killed me. Kill me now. Right now. Sam has remembered what he wanted to say.
Yeah, I can't beat that. Hey, listen, that was good news. Those pictures, you're talking about getting a picture with the former President Trump. They said those pictures were going for $5,000 a piece. So, yeah, man, I'm happy that Jack got his, got him a shot in there with Trump. That's, man, I'm so spoiled. Friday, I had, the day of the rally, I stopped by Sweet Creek. And I saw Reed, and I hit him up. I was like, man, when's Trump going to come by here? Because after he took that picture of me and Senator Tuberville, like I said, I'm just so spoiled. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I wanted to tell you some good news.
Mm-hmm.
You and Sky earlier were talking about the radio industry and whatnot, and I saw on the news where the Brewtech school has been rebuilt downtown, and for the students, and they have a mock courtroom, but they said they had a mock radio station. One of the people want to learn about producing and different. Anyways, but it just so I assume that they're looking for people to fill job slots if they're going to. Anyways, if they're going to be training students, I just wanted to.
So you're suggesting I tap them for interns?
I hadn't even thought of that, but
I could teach them some wholesome things.
Interns are hard to beat. All right, last thing on my list, that folding chair. There will be a city ordinance very soon where you can have a chair, but it will be illegal to have it folded, okay? So just, be careful. Keep your heads up, man. That thing gets you in trouble sitting there behind you.
Well, thank you, Sam.
Yes, we worry about you.
Appreciate you looking out.
All right, bye.
Babs. How you doing, Babs?
I'm great, Joey. First, I'm thrilled to death that Jack got to have his picture made with Trump. Did it really cost to have his picture made?
I don't know.
Hopefully not, but I'm glad for him. And hi, Jack, and hi, Dan. I read your piece in 1819. By the way, I'm a member.
Thank you for that.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And I cannot get my friends to get on there. I told you before, I'm old, and so they're old too. But that piece was fabulous. And your little, I call it a rant a few minutes ago, and I totally agree with you. I think the Republican Party is getting back to what they're supposed to be. But you do a great job. I hate you there by yourself, but anyway, I really did enjoy the 1819, and there were several things on there that I send to friends out of town, that Baldwin County and Etowah County and stuff like that. So, but I appreciate you, and like I keep telling Dan and Jack, they're in my prayers, and you are too, Joey. You keep it up. You're doing a fabulous job. Thank you so much for all that you do. I don't know how you remember all this information, but my pastor was telling me about a book, and I'm gonna find out the name of it, and you probably have read it. But talking about, we're going down, 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 but we're gonna come back. So I have to find out the name of the book and who wrote it. But anyway, I'll shut up now and let somebody else talk. Thank you, Joey.
Really appreciate you, Babs. Thank you for those words and listening all these years. It's really awesome to hear from you in that way. This part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health, brother. And they're at Montgomery Men's Health. Well, it's in the name. They can help you men with your health. They really are reinventing men's health care here in the River region. In particular, they're helping men who might have low testosterone. Now, you could have these symptoms and not have low T, but it's a pretty good marker for low T if you're noticing a lack of energy, a lack of motivation, a lack of drive, just feel sluggish, run down, physically tired, mentally tired, just listless. You might even be suffering from like a low libido or just no sex drive to speak of. Just don't feel like you used to. That could be a sign that you're experiencing low testosterone. And at Montgomery Men's Health, you can find out the answer. For only $99 in about an hour, you can know your testosterone numbers. And if you do, in fact, have low T, they have treatments at Montgomery Men's Health that can truly change your life. Most men, after these treatments, experience higher energy, better gains in the gym, brother, better mental clarity, improved sleep patterns, and you might notice an increased desire to have sex. It's not a bad thing. In fact, it's a good thing. Come on. So call up Montgomery Men's Health today. Make an appointment. 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com and be sure to tell them, well, you heard about them here on News and Views in the afternoon. We'll be right back after this break.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage. For years, I've been asking you to call me at Alabama Home Mortgage because there is a difference in mortgage companies. Did you know the current national average turn time to close on a mortgage is 48 business days? But not at Alabama Home Mortgage. At Alabama Home Mortgage, our average close time is 16 business days. That's a month faster than the rest. How do we do it? With over 60 years of combined experience in the industry. Our team knows mortgages. Our years of experience yield a better experience for our customers. Folks, time is money. Whether you're looking to buy or refi, don't waste time with another mortgage company, bank, or credit union. We close on time, every time. Give Alabama Home Mortgage a call at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com to complete an application on your time. Our fast turn time is just one difference that sets us apart from the rest. It's not just a slogan. Call Alabama Home Mortgage because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
Who's there? It's Bill, the electrician, here to make your home burglar-proof. Oh, thank goodness. I thought maybe you were an intruder. No, ma'am. I'm a burglar's worst nightmare.
If your house doesn't have sufficient outdoor lighting, it's a prime target for intruders. That's why you should call Crosby Electric today.
How's it going, Bill? Just fine, ma'am. See, when your intruder trips this wire, it grabs him by the foot and hangs him upside down. Really?
The experts at Crosby Electric will install lighting that not only discourages intruders, but also makes it safer for you and your guests to navigate around steps, pools, and other tripping hazards.
Bill, is that contraption safe? Oh, sure. It's disarmed now, but... Bill! Like I said, I'm a burglar's worst nightmare. I see. You mind cutting me down, ma'am?
Avoid your worst nightmare. Call the outdoor lighting experts at Crosby Electric or visit crosbyelectric.com.
Next contestant. Honey, you look confused. What's wrong?
I'm having a hard time remembering to take my medications like I'm supposed to. I didn't say anything because I didn't want to worry you.
I'm glad you told me. because I heard that Adams Drugs has a medicine on time service that will package your monthly medications and make them easier to manage. Our neighbors, Bill and Leslie, mentioned the other day that they use Adams and how they have made it so easy for them to manage their medications.
Do you think we can call Adams Drugs? Or go by there and see if they can help me? I don't want to get to the point where you have to put me into an assisted living home.
Why don't you get your medications together right now, and let's go down to Adams and talk to the pharmacist.
How much does the medicine on time service cost?
I asked Bill that same question, and he told me it's a free service for Adams customers.
Free? Wow, I'm feeling really good about this already. Let me grab my meds list.
Call Adams Drugs Medicine on time for your pharmacist consultation. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net for more information on our Medicine on Time packaging service.
Join Ernest Financial at Mr. Gus's on Atlanta Highway tomorrow from 11:30 to 12:30 for our Operation Help and Hope, benefiting new cancer patients via the Cancer Wellness Foundation of Central Alabama. Drop off your donation of new in packaging chemo comfort care bag items such as hard candy, fuzzy socks, puzzle books, lip balm, and Boost nutritional drinks.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From a little fender bender to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For over 35 years, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Once again this evening, we're going to be radar watching, and our weather app will keep you on top of the action. In fact, there could be a few stronger storms. We're in a marginal severe weather risk with damaging wind gusts the main threat before they fade out in the overnight hours. Low temperature tonight down to about 76. Tomorrow and Friday, highs in the upper 90s. A little breezy on Thursday with some widely scattered storms. Perhaps a little bit more numerous on Friday, and not much change over the weekend. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank has a long history of stability and a legacy of serving our community's needs for generations since we began in 1906. At CB&S Bank, we're here for you. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Do you have a cell phone or tablet that isn't charging, dying fast, or maybe the screen is damaged? Don't get suckered into buying a new one. XI Repair can fix your current device same day and in under 30 minutes. Their certified technicians fix and recover data from thousands of cell phones, computers, tablets, game consoles, and drones 7 days a week. Give them a call today at 334-777-1234 or visit them online at xirepair.com.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. Let's quickly go to Ray Bowles and we'll go to Tiger. But Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet, we got him on the line. Hey, Ray.
Man, I'm getting chauffeured around by Dad today.
Really?
Yeah. We're heading back to Auburn again for the second half today. He said he's not a happy chauffeur, and I'm not going to buckle up because his car will keep dinging louder and louder until you buckle. I was going to see how long it takes him to stop the car and try to kick me out.
But how can you stand the dinging?
You're right. I'm buckling. Never mind. yeah, I'm buckling as we speak. Yeah, I can't stand the dinging. But I tell you what, guys, we have got a lot of super hot deals. School started back today in Ottawa County. Hallelujah. Aren't y'all excited?
Mm-hmm. So fantastic. Actually, I'm not a parent, so that, to me it's like, but I guess this is like relief.
Hey, I was just glad Taylor made it to school without wrecking. I got a call that one of her friends rear-ended somebody on the first day.
Oh, goodness gracious.
It's always one kid that's going to do that on the way to school. I said, well, the upside to it, they have a story for life. I did it. I didn't rear-end somebody on the way to school. That was to work. I was going to work. We're on the radio. We're trying to sell carpet. If y'all need some carpet or, whoa, laminate or anything, I probably need to be, do I need to drive? You got it? Are you sure? Okay, this ad went south, guys. If y'all need anything, please call us, 285-8117.
Again, that number for Prattville Carpet, 285-8117, and be sure to tell him, well, you heard Ray Bowles on the radio on News and Views in the afternoon.
And if we don't make it there alive, it's been fun.
Cool, good luck. Been nice knowing you.
Bye, guys.
See you, Ray. 272-9228. This part of the program also brought to you by Bath Innovations of Alabama. And there at Bath Innovations, well, they have thousands of different ways they could remodel that bathroom of yours. Really, folks, when you go to bathinnovations.com, it is amazing the work they can do. If you haven't looked into bathroom remodeling in a while, then you are missing out, folks. This is amazing technology they have. The ABS acrylic shower systems, for instance, really cool material, like a modern car bumper, but it's more pliable, and you can emboss a 4K image, any sort of stone look you like, so it look like a granite shower or a marble shower or a brick or ceramic tile, but it'll be much easier to clean, upkeep, and much cheaper than any of those actual products, those stones. They also have aging in place solutions. Really, folks, when you start to get up there in age or you have other accessibility concerns, you'd like to be able to shower or bathe without, any worries, with peace of mind. Well, they have those options there too at Bath Innovations of Alabama. It could be just a chip sink or bathtub or toilet, or it could be a full-on remodel. Again, go to bathinnovations.com, and you can always call them at 271-2723, or stop by the boulevard there, 2331 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery, and be sure to tell Brad McDowell and the team that Joey from News and Views sent you. Let's go to Tiger. We hadn't talked on the airwaves in a while. Hey, Tiger, how are you?
How you doing, sir? Everything going good?
Yeah, it's pretty good in my life.
Yeah, definitely. No complaints here, man. I've just been very entertained by all the memes and everything.
Oh, my
about
goodness.
my fair city, but I love it. No other place I'd rather be.
Yeah, I love that. It was DJ Fresh here, works right across the hall, like one door away. And we were talking about this, and he said, there's a lot of pain, and, there are a lot of folks in the black community that were, been through a lot, but I think the best way most of us get through it is by, having a laugh, having fun with these things. And dadgum, the internet won this one.
The internet is undefeated, undisputed. Because I've seen so many memes from the Family Matters theme. That kid was incredible. Who swam across. Right. He was incredible. Did you see him with the underhook?
Yeah.
Then he dipped down and got the slam. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, and did you see the full-on reenactment some high school kids did in some backyard pool?
I saw the pool, and I saw they were by some water thing. That was even funnier. The one that was, it's undefeated.
Well, and here all day today, I've had my folding chair ready to go. So
could you imagine being the white man in the gray shirt who got slammed down by a 16-year-old, and you got to live with that for the next 30, 40 years?
Yeah, and not just reputation-wise. I'm sure his back is shot. No, these guys, I mean, you guys, from hearing the story from the captain's perspective, I'm like, man, what a bunch of drunk morons. Like, just, y'all go away. Don't come back to Montgomery.
So they've been stirring the pot for about 3 years, and it finally boiled over.
Right. Some people just can't behave.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm proud of my city, though, regardless, man. There's nowhere like it. This is the best place in the world to be, Montgomery, Alabama.
And one thing that's really cool is because my interview with the captain went very viral, I got to see a lot of reaction from folks not from here. And one really cool message came back a lot to me was, well, of course, as soon as I saw your hat, I knew what type of show this was. No, not that. I had other people say that I've got to come visit the Harriet too now. Like, they're going to make it a tourist destination, essentially.
Oh, I went last night. I've been in this town for 20 years, and I've never been there. And I went down there last night just to see what it was like,
Oh, I've been on it 3-4 times. What the captain said that it's
nobody was on it. It was just parked there, but there were people there. And, it was just fun fellowshipping, and,
You got to go on one of the cruises, and I'm thinking about doing a listener get-together. It's a great time. I've been 3 or 4 times, and it's a lot of fun.
Okay, well, definitely, man. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Tiger. Good to hear from you.
Yes, sir.
272-9228 is the number if you want to talk to Greg Budell. because happy hour's next. I think I'm going to stick around, though, for a little while, folks. Have some fun with Greg. Appreciate y'all listening. And again, stay tuned. Greg Budell and Rosie Brock. Happy hour. They're next.